Hope addicts are here.
Because on this day,
In 2006,
took that
The
long.
Tokens?
three South African women whose father, Solomon Linda, wrote The Lion Sleeps Tonight in 1939, won a 6-year court battle that gave them 25% of all past and future royalties from the song.
Oh,
Linda was a janitor at a Johannesburg record company when he wrote the song. Received virtually nothing for his work and died in 1962 with $25 in his bank account.
That was the huge hit. But that was the Tokens, right?
no, that was Robert John.
Oh, sounded like almost exactly like
The song has earned an estimated $15 million just for its use in The Lion King alone.
Mm-hmm.
Solomon Linda. Is this Solomon Linda?
No, this is the Tokens.
This is the Tokens. This was a huge hit by the Tokens. And, you know, there's a version of it by Billy Eichner. I wonder why that is.
He was the voice on one of the incarnations of the Lion King. This is Solomon.
Okay. The original.
It says Linda Solomon and Solomon Linda. I don't know.
Died with $25 in his bank account.
Really? That's a
Made no money from this.
that is a crime.
Yeah. This version of it was brought really to America by Pete Seeger and the folk group he had, the Weavers, back in the 50s. And they recorded it as Weemaway.
Well, did he write the words?
Or the music part. I think
Or the music
maybe
part.
he
I
maybe
think he
just
just
wrote
did
the
the
music
music.
part.
Because this is his version, and there's no words. So.
Maybe just the
I
music.
think Pete Seeger and the Weavers are the ones who added the words.
Could be.
Weemaway, it was their version. Man, a lot of people have done it.
Mm-hmm.
But sad to have something that made 15 million just from The Lion King, probably a lot more than that from everywhere else, and never.
Well,
When
Never
did he
s-
die,
re-
Gina?
He died in 1962.
So he knew that song was being very popular. Yeah. I mean, he didn't know how popular it would become because of The Lion King, obviously.
And a janitor at a record company, much like Rick Astley was a janitor at a record company who would record in the middle of the night.
is that true?
Just for fun. Yeah.
Wow.
And somebody said, heard him singing while cleaning the recording company, and went, "Hey, Rick Astley."
Weemaway, who is this, Carrie?
This is In Sync.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. Weemaway, it was misheard, so there's a word that's yoyimbui, which means you are a lion in Zulu, but they misheard it for some reason and went Weemaway.
And this is REM kind of ripping it off.
Well, that doesn't.
The Sidewinder sleeps tonight.
Oh, not quite that.
Now, anyway.
That would
So
be
there's
terrible. I mean, that would be terrible to know that your song has international fame and you're not getting
and you
anything.
have $25.
Yeah. Thank God that didn't happen to Rick Astley, a nice white boy from England.
He has money.
Yes, I think he does.
I mean, just from Rick rolls alone, right?
Yeah.
Does he get paid every time there's a Rick
He
roll?
gets paid in internet dollars.
Man, there are a lot of people have recorded that.
Right now, there. He gets $25 right now.
Right there?
Does he?
No, he
No.
probably gets 20, not even 25
I'll
cents.
bet he doesn't even get a penny.
Yeah.
No.
But he gets a third of a penny just for this. Actually, no, because it's on the radio, we're paying more
Do we
than the
pay
internet
more?
does. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Radio stations pay more for the privilege to play songs than the internet.
What do they call our license that we have to get?
It's
It's a BMI and a...
BMI, ASCAP,
ASCAP
and
license,
CSAC. And,
You have to buy a light. You have to pay them every
yeah.
month. Or
But the
every year.
internet, you can hear music whenever you want. And radio, you have to just wait for it to happen. Mm-hmm. It should cost more on the
It
internet.
should be the other way around, shouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You can turn on the radio whenever you want.
But you can't tell it what
can't.
song to play.
I don't know. They probably... okay, if you want to, you just tell us a song to play. Well, let's become a jukebox for the morning.
You mean Paxorama 93?
Yeah.
I
So,
think we have a feature on our app that does that.
To play songs?
That you can say a song and it'll play it?
I
don't play
know.
with our app.
I don't
enough to
either.
know.
Why would I play with our app?
Exactly.
We do it.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm
We
in-
are the app.
I'm inside the app.
How are you guys this morning? You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got up late. I was I moved my alarm clock, which is my phone, too close to the to where I could reach it easily.
Do you usually have it where you have to get out of bed?
No,
to
not
turn
that
it
I have
off?
to get out, but I have to stretch way out
Oh.
and stretch way out, and so it'll go off, and I'll shut it off, and then it gives me a moment to think, because I'm stretched out. Oh, I have to get up now, and then I do, but it was too close, and I went back to sleep.
I don't wake up to an alarm
What do you wake up to?
myself. My internal clock.
How do you do
Really?
that? I don't know how you do that, particularly that
you're right.
you're so sleep deprived all the time.
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
how possibly you do that.
When I go to sleep, I say I want to get up at this time, and I get
And that
up. At
always
that time.
works?
Yep, pretty much.
What-
Unless I'm sick,
So what if you said,
I set an alarm just in case.
well, what if you
But-
said, like you said, a different time? Let's say if you went to bed at 10 o'clock and say, I want to get up at 2 a.m., you would?
I don't know if earlier I would. I don't know if earlier I would.
We try that tonight. Let's
Okay.
see if you wake up at 2 a.m., which will ruin your morning.
Well, yeah, I don't want. I don't want to do
No,
that.
don't do that.
But I wake up about 10 minutes before my alarm is set to go off.
I think part of the reason I slept in is I was feeling guilty.
For what?
Well, so you tried to guilt me into writing a Utah word of the day with Dawn and Dawn Criddle and Denver Criddle,
Yeah.
and you tried to guilt me into it.
I did no such thing.
Yes, you did in the promo. It even said in the promo, "I'm trying to guilt you into this, but you might punk out." Punk out was your word, exactly.
Well,
And so yesterday, I thought, well, I'll write one. And it's a lot of extra work for me to do that, really, on top of the other
Sure.
work I do to prepare for the show. So I said, okay, all right. And I thought, well, I'm going to look at some old ones for some inspiration. Just look at the scripts. And the first script I looked at, I went, oh, that's a really good one. I like this one. And so it's a repeat.
I was going to say, I thought this plot
Yeah.
was familiar
It is.
as I read it.
It's like a year, 2 years old, I think. Year and a half old.
Well, don't we have just the regular version?
I don't know. Maybe I just printed it up in case. We could ask Katie if she can
Ask
find
Katie
it.
if she can find it.
Did I put the date on it? The original.
March,
I think I did.
March 2023.
No,
Oh, original June 2022.
Okay. So we might have it. I don't know.
It's spaghetti.
Yeah.
I don't know if that.
or is it Paschetti?
Well, now
would
you're
be
giving away the jokes. Way to go! God, Gina,
All right, let's
do you know
look that
how
up and
radio
see.
works? All right.
It's more expensive than the internet. That's what I
I don't
learned
know how the
today.
app works.
I don't. Let's take a break, shall we?
Yes.
And then you could check in with us if you like. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call and check in with us. We love to hear from you in the morning. 877-602-9696. And we'll give one of you checkers-inners randomly a Radio from Hell coffee mug, and they're really nice.
All right. New Dwello.
Ah, yes, indeed. Lolly and the team at New Dwello. So this is really good news for home buyers. Lolly and her team has put this program together. They help you obtain down payments for your home with government grant money. Now, these programs are better than ever. You can get up to $26,000 or over $26,000 for your down payment or for purchase repair costs. Now, these are 100% forgivable loans from New Duello. Well, that New Duello helps you access. I shouldn't say they're from them. You don't have to be a first-time buyer on many of these programs. Income limits are waived for a lot of home buyers, and the team at New Duello knows all the ins and outs of these various grant money programs for home buyers. And they've been helping people do this for over 30 years. You can trust New Duello. Text the word Tour Homes, that's TOURHOMES, Tour Homes, to 32323, and they'll send you all the information you need about these programs.
Hi.
I was reading one of those woman magazines,
One of your women magazines?
like your
Ms., your red book?
no,
Ladies' Home Journal,
no, like Glamour or
okay.
Allure or one of those,
Mary
and-
Claire.
and not tongue in cheek, because a lot of times they have helpful tips in there on how to host a cocktail party.
Mm-hmm.
They had an article about tips on using weed at parties.
Using weed at parties.
Is it like etiquette? This is weed etiquette.
Yeah.
Like, is it proper etiquette to bring weed as a hostess gift?
Depends on whose party
Depends
you're
on-
going
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
but I mean, this is an art.
Mhm.
They wrote it just like
Yeah.
do you bring a bottle of wine to your hostess gift? If you bring weed, how do you go about? Do you smoke it inside? Do you go out on the porch? Do you offer some to other? If somebody
So-
else has brought it, what's the proper way to ask?
So
for
this
some?
are these articles written for people who have no common sense?
Yeah.
Is
No,
it-
the point is that the point is exactly what the point that Drop's making is.
Is that back in the 50s, it was, you'll
And now
you'll
it's
go
like
on a killing spree, and now
Yeah.
it's don't smoke
now
in the park.
or don't smoke in the house, take it outside.
Mm-hmm.
And this is alongside pictures of women in black cocktail dress. They're not
Mm.
hippies with dreadlocks. It's your typical cocktail party.
Which is ridiculous.
You don't think people in black
don't
evening
think so,
gowns
no.
are smoking?
No, I resent the fact that the middle class and the upper class has co-opted marijuana. It should be just the hippies, the patchouli oil wearing, dreadlock hippies, the tie-dye crowd.
It was just interesting that it was just presented in a.
Yeah, but the way you describe the article too, it's just I'm still fixated on the fact that it's apparently written for morons.
Well, that.
It's just like what
But but the type of people that read those kind of magazines
are morons?
maybe haven't encountered that before. I don't know.
Have not encountered common sense.
Well, the point is, the word I will take from you is common. It is now common. That's why it's appearing in magazines.
No, I see. I get that. That's an interesting part of it. But if it were about booze, it would also be for idiots.
Mm-hmm.
It's an article for an idiot.
Well,
God,
they're
just-
not. Why does this make you? I just thought it was interesting. It wasn't the New Yorker. It's
No, I'm just-
It's a dumb
Yeah.
woman's magazine.
Yeah, I know. It's I
get makeup tips out of it. That's what I'm going to that magazine for, not an in-depth article on pot etiquette.
6:20. Let's get this over with.
I'm for that. We'll officially begin the program in just a second, and we'll go to your check-ins at 877-602-9696. I see Lance is on the line. Lance, hang on. We'll get to you in just a second, but first, let's begin the show.
Brought to you by X96 welcomes The Cure live at Vivint Arena on June 4th. You can listen all week long to Radio from Hell, it says, to win your tickets. That could be during Beat Gina, could be during Frank Chris Presents. You don't know. You got to listen to the whole show.
I don't know what time the sun is going to rise where Lance is, but here the sun will rise at 7:29, and the sun will set at 7:40 p.m. The moon is a waxing crescent moon. Now, it's just 0.1% of full, so you can't really see it. The moon will set today at 7:55 p.m., today being Tuesday. It's the 21st day of March in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2023. And Gina Barberi, you like your countdown, right?
Mm-hmm, I do.
All right. 86 days until Flag Day.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Flag Day.
Flag Day is, I believe, the 14th. I wrote it down here. The 14th of July? Yeah. 14th of June, excuse me. That's when Flag Day is. And so we can all celebrate in 86 days. This is the flag edition of the show for people who feel like hell in the morning. It's the show that says, let's run it up the flagpole and see if anybody salutes it. Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The patriotic one among us.
I salute it.
Carrie and we're not patriotic.
I love the USA.
Katie for short is our fine producer, and we have Cameron Diaz and Dawson helping out, but we need a new intern. So if you want to be an intern, contact us, radiofromhell@x96.com, and say, I want to be an intern.
All right. Let's begin. Lance.
Hello, Lance. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Great. You are, it says here, in Tampa, Florida. Is that correct?
Sorry.
Yep, Tampa, Florida. Been here for about 5 years. Moved from Utah, so
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
wanted to call and hey, it's nice. I miss the cold. I miss the snow. So every time I see that you guys get snow, I always want to go back.
I'm not talking about the weather.
I assume you moved there for work. Is that correct?
Yeah, I manage some student housing properties down here.
Well, now I've spent a lot of time in the Tampa area over the years, and the last time I was there, I rented a beach house at a place called Manasota Key. You know where that is?
I do.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it's weird because Tampa is a big urban sprawl city, and yet when you go to Manasota Key, it's like you're out in the middle of nowhere. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's got some really cool kayaking spots behind it and everything, and some mangroves. Yeah, we've been down there a couple of times.
So, Lance, what do you have for us other than to just say hi?
Just
hi.
Wish you guys were out here more. So hi, but yeah.
Well, thanks
I'm
for
sorry.
sticking with us even after you moved.
Look, you got student housing. We could come out and stay in some student housing if you
Oh,
like.
no, we couldn't.
No.
No.
that's
There
right.
we
No,
go.
we have the wrong political ideals to be a student in Florida.
Hey, are you watching out? You know that gigantic, what is that big mess of seaweed is heading
It's
towards
on the
Florida?
other side, isn't it?
Mhm. It's coming into the Gulf right now.
Oh,
it's
it
down in
is.
Key West.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we're keeping an eye on it because it will probably ruin our summer. So then we'll come to Utah for summer.
So it's going to go up into the Gulf rather than on the Atlantic side, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of hitting both of it, but I mean it's what 5,000 miles long, so it's going to hit the whole thing.
Ah, wonderful. All right, Lance. Well, stay indoors then.
Stay indoors.
Don't.
Will
The
do.
seaweed can't get you inside.
No, sure can't. Thanks, Lance. Thanks for checking in with us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Hi, Lance.
877-602-9696. That's the number. You can do just what Lance did, and you don't have to be in Florida to check in.
Colonel Coffee Bean checking in. Welcome to the second Monday of the week.
Well,
That's what Tuesday is.
I guess so.
We've always maintained that Tuesday is worse
I think it
than
is
Monday.
worse. Yeah.
Because, it's always, someone's got a case of the Monday. We dislike Tuesday more than Monday. Colonel Coffee Bean checking in. Let's see. Are you still looking for people to submit scripts for Utah Word of the Day? Maybe I'll take a crack at it. Sure.
Well, I don't know if we ever said that we? Well, yeah. I mean,
Sure.
yeah. Go
I'm
ahead.
the only one that's not allowed to write a script for Utah Word of the Day.
Send. No, that's not true.
It's 100% true.
No, it's not.
True.
I said yesterday. Why don't you write one?
No, we've had this. No, I'm not going down that road.
I mean, the last time you did, it wasn't very good, but try it again.
And then there was the time I got in trouble for doing it. You
Well, that
got
was
mad
last
at me.
time.
No, the time before that, I got in trouble for just doing it. Because you wrote one too, and you were mad that
Oh,
you
that's
wrote
right.
one
That's
when
right.
I wrote one.
Yeah, I went to all this work,
Yes.
and you wrote one too.
Yeah, I'm not going down that road again.
I don't understand why you won't put your hand in the mousetrap again.
Yeah, the last
Go
time,
ahead, do it.
the last time your script was, shall we say, inappropriate.
I agree.
Salem Steve checking in. Remember, all kindness is king. Thanks,
Okay.
Steve.
Are people being mean to you, Steve, or are we being mean?
I don't know. Johnny B checking in. After spending a good part of my day helping a friend who was having push-button starter issues with her car, I want y'all to know that my opinion has been reinforced. Never owned a vehicle with a push-button start.
Well, that's how the new ones are, I'm afraid.
That's where they're headed, Johnny B.
That's right. So to reference what I was telling Lance, I just looked it up. Giant blob of stinky seaweed, twice the width of the continental United States, is headed for the shores of Florida and other coastlines throughout the Gulf of Mexico, threatening to dump smelly and possibly harmful piles of seaweed across beaches. That's really going to be great, isn't it?
Let's see. Huge Brands Casey checking in. Gina is claiming to have Kramer's internal clock.
It's Gina's internal clock.
Let's see. Kyoto Combat checking in. How embarrassing would it be to be known as one of the Proud Boys who got punched at Drag Story Hour?
Yeah.
Did I do that story yesterday?
No.
I'll do it today.
Shelby from St. Petersburg checking in.
It's all the Florida folks.
Yeah. X96 Mike checking in. Diet Coke and steering wheel in hand. Commuting to Salt Lake with my favorite radio program.
Who's that?
All right. Oh, that was St. Petersburg, Russia, Gina.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, and
Yes.
the opening number, I sent myself one to remind me, and
and
I
you forgot?
didn't look
Oh, what was it?
on this day in 1982.
Yeah.
I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts hit #1, Billboard Hot 100. She first recorded the song in '79 with two of the Sex Pistols,
Oh, really?
Steve Jones and Paul Cook.
Your girlfriend.
My girl. My girl Joan. My girl Jody. Let's see. Traffic, Gina, please.
Let's see. So we have some wet roads out there, not necessarily snow sticking to anything, but not really causing any issues. I guess up in Summit County, I-80 it is sticking up there, but chains 4-wheel drive required for both Big and Little Cottonwood Canyons, but they are both open. Yeah, yes.
Here's the thing. Potholes.
Yes, they're
Oh,
everywhere.
they're horrible.
Here, I take the same route to work every morning, and it's just kind of like a set it and forget
Sure.
it thing, You're not really paying attention. Well, this is an area that I've driven on every day for months, and suddenly, this gigantic pothole.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking 2 feet, and I don't know how deep. Hit it. Boom,
Oh.
boom, both tires. And I swear, if I go down after the show
And they're
and they're still inflated, I will be so surprised.
when we have these days where the temperature changes wildly, they start
what
popping
causes
up all
it, yeah.
over the
It's
place.
just, they're just the worst. And it's in a place where it's going to be tricky to fit. It's like right under an overpass. Anyway. So watch out for the potholes. We've got big boy news and a pinuendo coming up. Utah Word on the way. Boner of the day. A letter from our son Kyle. Tech Talk with JD. Beat Gina coming up.
That's a lot of show.
A lot of show.
Yeah.
And more coming up. Stand by for all of that. What's happening downtown?
It's the winter market at the Gateway. That's what we're still talking about. It's going on. Does it say when it's going to end?
Into April.
Into April.
But enjoy it now in March while you can. And there's all kinds of fresh produce. You don't think of fresh produce this time of year, but the farmers have been growing them in greenhouses. They've got carrots and radishes and garlic and potatoes and mushrooms and all kinds of stuff.
And there are over 60 vendors with not only fresh produce, but jams and jellies and meat and all kinds sausage and salami, cured meats, and all of that. It's a great deal at the Winter Market at the Gateway. It's Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. down at the north end of the Gateway. It's the Winter Farmers Market. You can find out more. I think there's a map of all the vendors at slcfarmersmarket.org. It's a great thing to do on a Saturday and get yourself some fresh fruit or not fruit probably, but produce.
Root vegetables.
Yeah, root vegetables. Dear friends.
I haven't taken a member of REM yet.
No. Well,
What?
didn't we lose one?
I think we lost one
Did
a
we?
while ago.
I've taken so many, I don't recall, but I
I-
don't think I've taken anyone from REM yet, have I?
Let me check.
Well,
Oh, well, look that up.
Frank Christ has joined us. He is a celebrity reaper. He takes the souls of our precious, precious celebrities, a job he detests.
Oh, I hate this job.
I know, because why do you love these precious celebrities so much?
Everything they say and do is right.
That makes them precious.
I want to be close to them.
I-
I want to be their friends, but I can't.
No, you can't. You can only be close to them in death.
We've had sickness in REM, but no deaths.
I thought so.
Sickness, close.
Yeah.
They've been close. Well, Frank, I'm glad you're here once again to play the game. People look forward to this, I think.
I know, right?
It's odd that they look forward to hearing from a Grim Reaper, but you're semi-grim.
I'm really more remorseful than
You're a morosely grim.
morose. That's it.
A morosely Grim Reaper.
Yes,
there
very
we go.
sad.
The morose Reaper, we'll call it you.
Okay.
Frank Christ, we play a game every weekday called Frank Christ Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
And what he means by that, on this list of 4 celebrities, 3 of them are fine. They're
Really?
just fine.
I've never met them.
Never taken them. But one Frank has whisked away to the great waiting room or wherever it is that
It's sort of a terminal.
like
It's
a bus station.
It's like a bus, exactly,
Yeah,
like
huh?
a train station.
Yeah.
And where they go from there, I know not.
do they have cigarettes and stuff for them there? Can
There's
they
a
smoke?
smoking section.
Oh,
yes,
good. Okay.
Yeah, you
All
can
right.
smoke in the afterlife. Why not?
Yes.
Bill, you have that to look forward to.
Thanks, Gina.
Well, no, you like to smoke. You
Thanks.
can do it in the afterlife.
We've
Yeah.
got all of the cigarette brands in the afterlife. All of the ones that have been discontinued
Oh,
for
that's
years.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. It's a giant cigarette machine with
Yes.
like 200 levers.
Yeah.
you know?
And it's free.
Yeah, that's great. We'll play the game now. We have a contestant, I assume.
Travis.
Travis, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, lords and ladies. I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Thank
Yes.
you, Travis.
Yes, you are, Travis. Let's play the game now. What could Travis win, Gina?
Travis could win tickets to see Weezer with Spoon and White Reaper live at the Great Saltaire Amphitheater on August 27th.
You know, there are a lot of people who were excited about Spoon.
Yes.
The legendary
Yes.
Spoon. Okay, Travis, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. This list that Frank has provided me, all 4 of these people are men, and they are singers. And 3 of them on the list,
They're fine. They're just fine.
but one Frank has taken, and you got to determine who it is. Here we go. Number 1, Jeff Buckley. After a decade as a session guitarist in Los Angeles, Buckley put together a following in the early, well, I can't tell you when that was exactly, by performing cover songs at venues in East Village, Manhattan, gradually focusing more and more on his own material. He didn't have very many really chart-successful songs until he did a cover of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. And that became one of the songs that one of the versions that most people know. Number 1, Jeff Buckley, because everybody's recorded Hallelujah. Number 2, Steve Forbert. His song Romeo's Tune reached number 11 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Forbert's songs have been recorded by many artists, including Roseanne Cash, Keith Urban, Marty Stewart. A tribute album, American Troubadour, the songs of Steve Forbert, was released with covers of his songs by 21 different singers. Number 3 on the list, Tom Russell. Although most strongly identified as Gina's uncle.
Was he on the list, really?
Yes, Tom Russell.
Cool.
With the Americana music tradition, his music also incorporates elements of folk, rock, and the cowboy music of the American West. Many of his songs have been recorded by other artists, including Johnny Cash, the Texas Tornadoes, K.D. Lang, Guy Clark, Joe Ely, the Sir Douglas Quintet, on and on and on, on and on and on. Number 3 on the list, Tom Russell. Number 4 on the list, Neil Sedaka. He sold millions of records worldwide and wrote or co-wrote over 500 songs for himself and other artists. After a short-lived tenure as a founding member of the group The Tokens, Sedaka achieved a string of hit singles, including Oh, Carol, Calendar Girl, Happy Birthday, Sweet 16, and Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, etc., etc. Number 4 on the list, Neil Sedaka. Which one of those male singers is no longer alive, Travis?
That'd be Jeff Buckley.
You're absolutely correct.
Nice.
Jeff Buckley. He came to a very untimely end in 1997 at the age of 30. He drowned during a spontaneous evening swim while fully clothed in the Mississippi River.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
He was caught in the wake of a passing boat. Congratulations, you've won tickets to see Weezer. Steve Forbert, by the way, 68. Gina's uncle, Tom Russell, is 75. And Neil Sedaka is 83 years old. So there you go. Hang on the line, Travis, and somebody will tell you how to get your tickets, and congratulations. Now, wait. Tom Russell is your uncle.
Yes.
And he's your mother's brother.
Yes.
And your mother just is 75.
Yes. So this
And
must
Tom
be,
Russell is 75.
Well, no, that must be an inaccurate list.
Oh, okay. You sure? Is
My
he
mom's
older?
the baby of the family, yeah.
So Tom Russell is 76, maybe.
I think he's 77. There's 2 years difference all the
Well,
time.
I know Mickey Dolenz is 78
Yes.
today.
Still kicking.
Has anyone seen him?
Well, yeah, he was just on the Fallon show.
Was he?
Yeah, how old's Jimmy Fallon? That's what I don't know.
He's fine. He's
No.
just
Yeah,
fine.
they're both fine, I suppose. Gary Newman, 65.
Mhm.
He was just here in town.
Lester Holt, 64.
Hmm.
Here's one. Aidan Quinn,
Who?
Where's he been?
64. Well, he's 64. He's fine.
I know, but he hasn't been in anything in a while.
No. I can't even picture him.
can't?
I'm not even sure. He is a precious celebrity.
Yes.
Well,
sure he is.
on this list, Frank, it's Neil Sedaka is 83.
Oh, yes.
So.
I hope one of you have him on your list.
Mm.
Hmm.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank. So long. It's an electric scooter.
Yep. That 6:40 right now. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by.
If you're into Magic, Dungeons and Dragons, or Pokemon, Haster has it. Haster also has dice, miniatures, lots of entertaining board games. Go check them out. Haster Games, 6831 South State, open Monday through Sunday. Get store hours and more at hastergames.com.
Poor Amanda Bynes.
Yeah, she's lost it again.
Been placed on psychiatric hold. She was found roaming the streets naked, according to TMZ. An eyewitness says Bynes was seen walking near downtown Los Angeles early Sunday morning without any clothes on at all. Bynes waved a car down, telling the driver she was coming down from a psychotic episode. Amanda herself then called 911 and said, "You'd better come and get me."
She had a conservatorship much like Brittany did until just a few months ago.
Law enforcement sources say Bynes was taken to a nearby police station. Mental health team determined she needed to be placed on a 5150. That's a psychiatric hold. Sources say it didn't appear she was hurt at all during this, though things could have been much worse given the area that she was found in. It's almost a year to the day now that Amanda's 9-year conservatorship was officially terminated. Amanda's mother was her conservator starting back in 2013 when it was clear she was having issues with her mental health. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. After a series of bizarre incidents, including one where she set her neighbor's driveway on fire, almost engulfing her dog in flames, she was sent to the psychiatric ward for treatment, and that's when the conservatorship began. Interestingly enough, she was supposed to attend 90s Con in Connecticut this weekend, an event she canceled due to illness. And Gina, remind us, Amanda Bynes is a Disney kid famous for what?
Well, she's in movies. She was in Hairspray. She did She's the Man.
Wasn't she a Disney kid too, though?
No.
On one of those shows?
No.
Okay.
No, she's movies.
Let's see, moving on. On December 11th, a challenge was filed with December 11th, 2022, with district officials in the Davis School District asking that a book be pulled from the shelves of the district schools. The book that they wanted pulled was the Bible. The school district doesn't reveal who challenges books, nor does it ask why. Asked if it was a serious attempt to have the Bible removed from school libraries or if it was a political statement, Christopher Williams, Davis School District's Director of Communications, said, "They treat all challenges the same. The district doesn't judge one challenge versus another. We view it as part of the work we do." A random check of school districts revealed that they, too, have an array of religious texts in their school libraries: the Bible, the Koran, the Torah, the Book of Mormon, the Hindu text Bhagavad Gita, but none reported that they had been challenged. Granite School District spokesman Ben Horsley said the district received an inquiry about religious texts in its schools, but the person didn't file a formal request that the district review them.
I mean, there's some stuff in the Bible that kids shouldn't be exposed to.
Plenty of stuff.
Yeah.
House Bill 374, sponsored by Representative Ken Ivory, defines sensitive material as instructional materials that are pornographic or indecent, colloquially referred to as the bright line rule in state code. And there are things in the Bible that you could consider on that side.
There's a story about a guy who people make fun of him because he's bald.
Yeah.
And he sicks a bear on him.
Yeah. So Prophet, I forget what his name is.
And then there's another one
Uh-huh.
where they threaten to cut a baby in half.
Well, yeah.
And then there's another one
Yeah.
there's
where
plenty of
these
them.
two girls get their dad drunk
Yep.
and have sex with him.
Yeah. A 2-year-old boy was accidentally shot in the leg in Tooele over the weekend by a man who was not supposed to have guns. Police investigating the incident discovered the man who allegedly shot the toddler, accidentally apparently, may have been intoxicated and had multiple guns and drugs in the home, despite not being allowed to possess firearms. He's not allowed, but he had many. Kurt Anthony Mora of Tooele, arrested Sunday for investigation of drug possession with intent to distribute, 6 counts of possession of firearm by restricted person, illegal discharge of a firearm, so forth and so on. Mora was at a neighbor's house. The neighbor was showing a handgun to Mora. Hey, look at this. According to police, as Kurt Mora took possession of the gun, it went off, hitting the 2-year-old victim in the leg. A witness stated that Kurt Mora may also have been drunk during the incident. The boy was treated for the gunshot wound and is in stable condition.
You were close with Amanda Bynes, Nickelodeon, not Disney.
I knew she was on one of those.
Show All That
Yeah.
and the Amanda Show.
I knew she was on one of those kind of shows. Let's see, the Beehive State, that's Utah, you know, had the 7th highest level of white supremacist propaganda incidents in the country.
Oh, we can do better than that.
I know, number 7. During 2022, according to a report filed by the Anti-Defamation League, Utah accounted for 222 of the 6,751 incidents reported across the country, which include the distribution of racist, anti-Semitic, and anti-LGBTQ flyers, stickers, banners, graffiti, posters, and other projections, laser projections. The numbers represent record highs for both the state and the United States. The Utah incidents took place largely along the Wasatch Front.
And largely along party lines. This is not a both sides thing.
You can't both sides.
The Texas-based Patriot Front was responsible for all but 6 of the Utah incidents, as well as 80% nationwide of the incidents, according to the report. Utah was one of 6 states where the group was the most active, the Patriot Front group. Let's see.
They're the ones that are, white people are being oppressed.
Yep.
Are you?
White people.
You look to be large and in charge to me.
White lives matter.
White
Damn
lives-
it! And then I see Brian Schott got into it with
the state legislator.
That's what I was saying. Yes, with the state legislator Trevor Lee. Apparently, Brian made a comment about seeing a banner hung by the far-right Patriot Front that said "White Lives Matter" on the banner.
Yeah.
No, it said all lives matter.
Oh, all lives matter?
No,
Did
no,
it say white
no,
lives
no.
matter?
It said "White Lives Matter." The banner. Here's what
Oh, okay.
Brian Schott says. The banner hung by the far-right Patriot Front did not say "All Lives Matter." It said "White Lives Matter."
Okay.
And so Trevor Lee said, Schott is responding to Trevor Lee saying, "It's an absolute joke, really, saying that all lives matter is considered racist."
Yep.
It didn't say all lives
said
matter.
white lives
It said
matter.
white lives matter. And then he said, "Don't white lives matter, Schotty," to Brian Schott. So this is, I had this story yesterday and I didn't get to it. Ultra-Orthodox rabbis protested. Other people protested. The Drag Queen Story Hour in New York. New York Attorney General had a Drag Queen Story Hour. And there were a lot of protesters and a Proud Boy, there were several Proud Boys, and there were a bunch of pro or supporters of the Drag Queen Story Hour there. And they started chanting, "F the Proud Boys," and "Go back to Long Island," as one man who appeared to be a member of the Proud Boys, because he had a jacket on that said Proud Boys. Yeah. Left the area saying, "I came here to help, not to get the S beaten out of me." He had blood running down his face as he left the scene.
How are you helping?
Yeah. Another protester who was wearing a mask was detained by police following an assault outside the LGBTQ community center in Greenwich Village. He'd been knocking things out of the hands of protesters, they said. But apparently the Drag Queen Story Hour, and I think there were a couple of drag queens who came out and said, "You're not going to mess with us, buddy. We'll take care of you." Let's see.
I think New Yorkers won't put up with that stuff.
Well, here you go. I'm going to read you the headline. An emerging fungal threat is spreading at an alarming rate in U.S. healthcare facilities.
The Last of Us? Is it happening?
That's what it seems like.
Yep.
Clinical cases of Candida auris, an emerging fungus, considered an urgent threat, nearly doubled in 2021, according to new data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. There was also a tripling of the number of cases resistant to echinocandinus, the first-line treatment for Candida auris infections. The research, published Monday, evaluated cases of Candida auris, reported the CDC, and they have gone up significantly. It's an urgent threat, the CDC says. This is a multi-drug resistant fungus, spreads throughout healthcare facilities, and can cause a deadly disease.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Well, that's not all. Polio virus found in Utah wastewater last year.
Oh, good.
Now, it says that we shouldn't really worry about it. The wastewater sample collected more than a year ago, it did test positive for polio virus, but officials said they took another sample a few months later, nothing there, so there's just no threat. It was just kind of a fluke that it was there. Donald Trump. I belong to this literature group that meets every Monday, and we meet on Zoom. And there are people from all over the country in this group now. And there's a woman who works for the New York Times in the group.
Oh, cool.
And she's very nice and really smart. And so before we began our discussion yesterday of the book, she said, I almost didn't make it here. I was on jury duty yesterday.
Ooh.
I'm on
Grand jury
yes,
duty?
Yes, she said, I'm on a grand jury here in New York. And
the grand jury?
Well, of course, that's what we all said. And she said, no, I'm not on that one. But I was at that courthouse, and the security is enormous. And they told us tomorrow, check. You probably won't want to be coming in tomorrow, the grand jury members of the grand jury that she's on.
Is it happening?
Well,
no.
Donald Trump wants his 74 million supporters, or however many there are, to sign a petition denouncing his potential arrest. And then when you sign the petition, you'll be led directly to a page where you can give the campaign $3,300.
$3,000?
Yes.
So if I commit a crime,
Yeah.
I can get a petition together to stop me from being prosecuted.
Yeah.
That's what I'm learning here. Okay, that's good.
And did
You can't let that happen to me.
I haven't watched John Oliver in a long while.
Yes.
But I watched one last night, and I think it's the most recent one, where he has this video that Trump they put out about him talking about farmers and inheritance laws.
Yeah.
If we could run that little piece of audio, oh my God, it is unhinged.
Well, it's a recurring theme with him because here's some previous audio.
Some of us have horrible children. Do you have any horrible
that's right.
children, Eddie? But I got rid of the inheritance. You know what would happen. You love your children, you want to leave it, and they end up going bust.
Yeah, this one about the
Do you have
farmers
any
and
horrible children?
leaving your farmland to your kids, or maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe they're terrible kids. Maybe you don't want to leave them anything. Well, that's fine too. And his campaign puts this out.
It was a two-camera shot.
Yeah,
you know.
the people who handle him. Maybe
Yes.
we'll dig it up and play it maybe later. It's just the most bizarre thing I have ever. And his fake tan was even worse in that. Let's see, one final story here. General Mills, they make cereal, you know?
Yes.
Well, they're welcoming in spring with the debut of 2 new cereal flavors. Frosted Lemon Cheerios.
Ooh.
I think that could be quite good.
That sounds very summery.
That could be good, huh? Sort of a lemony,
not sure if I'm
milk and lemony. I think it'd be good.
I'm not sure I'm going to fall for that because I fell for the
Strawberry,
the strawberry
yeah.
chocolate ones, and when all the flavor fell off, I was left with Cheerios. So
And the other one is Cheerios Oat Crunch Berry.
Ooh.
I do like the oat crunch.
The Frosted Lemon Cheerios feature frosted oat cereal with the flavor of lemon. And Cheerios Oat Crunch Berry features sweetened multigrain cereal with whole grain oats flavored with a blend of real raspberry, strawberry, and blueberry fruit and other natural flavors. You can find these cereals at retailers nationwide. All right. That's it.
All right. Sports weather traffic.
It feels like the Rose Bowl was just like last week, but it's time for football again. University of Utah is starting their spring training today, and they'll be now. Cam Rising won't be practicing. We're letting him rest. We won't be seeing him till the summer.
Did you have, or were you in on that decision?
Yes.
Apparently you
I
were.
checked on him. I'm like, Cam, go put your leg up. It's not time yet.
What else are you doing with the team this year, Gina? You got anything you want to tell? Any surprises in the?
No, I can't say, Bill. Can't
Okay.
say it this
All right.
time. The Jazz won last night. They beat the Sacramento Kings 128-120. They play tomorrow the Portland Trail Blazers. And Jose Canseco's daughter Josie says, "Quit saying I'm a rich kid.
Well,
My dad's broke. He's been broke since I was
that's
6
right.
years old.
is that true?
I think it is true. Yeah.
I am not a rich kid."
Jose was a pretty good baseball player, but he was a bad man with money.
He earned about $40 million.
Yeah.
You would think $40 million you would be able to hang on to some of
Pissed
it.
it away.
You'd save some of it.
How bad must you be at managing money to lose $40 million? But she went on some Instagram rant saying, "I live in a tiny apartment. I have no money. My family has no money. I have a famous name that gets me nowhere.
Nothing.
So quit saying I'm rich, because I'm not. But somebody's interviewing her, so
Well,
She's pretty, as I recall.
yeah, she's very pretty.
Yeah.
Let's see, weather. So a little bit of spotty sprinkles today. We had some on our drive-in. Better chance of it overnight tonight into tomorrow. 80% chance, actually. We've just got this atmospheric river going on. I'm looking all the way through Saturday, and we're off and on rain, snow mix, depending on the day. A high of 51 today. That's how it will just be rain mostly when you're seeing that around. But we start cooling off as the week goes on. We're back down into the 20s by Friday, it looks like. So better chance of snow showers then. Traffic, we've got a crash. Northbound I-15 near Hillfield exit in Layton. The right lane and shoulder are blocked. One vehicle is facing sideways there. Snowplows have gone through I-80 in Summit County. There are areas that are still icy, though, especially bridges and ramps. So be aware if Summit County is part of your commute. Chains four-wheel drive required for both Big and Little Cottonwood Canyons, but they're both open this morning. Crash eastbound I-215 on-ramp at Redwood Road. And if you see anything, let me check our message stream, see if you do. Yes, ugly wreck. Hill Air Force Base Road out at Clearfield. Traffic sent to you by the Killer. Good morning, Killer. How are you today? If not just Killer can report, you can report as well. 33986. Toyota has 20 vehicles with available all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. Visit your Utah Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
now I found that Trump audio.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a minute and a half.
Do we have time to play it here?
Yeah, I think we do.
Okay.
I'm going to jump into it a bit.
Before me, by the Chinese government, they were treated very, very badly. People couldn't believe it. Nobody's going to win with the farmers, but Donald J. Trump, I got him $28 billion. I saved ethanol, and I made farmers happy. And
See, he's gonna jump in about if you don't like your kids.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here you go.
rich again, and they're doing a fantastic job. And you know what? Someday it'll become time for them to leave this beautiful earth, and they'll be able to leave their farm without taxes to their children. I got rid of the death tax on farms so that when you do pass away, on the assumption that you love your children,
The assumption.
Wait.
I love that.
you can leave it to them and they won't have to pay tax. But if you don't love your children so much, and there are some people that don't, and maybe deservedly so,
Deservedly so.
it won't matter because, frankly, you don't have to leave them anything. Thank you very much. Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun. And I got news for him. It happened. I had to pay taxes on the farm. I did. I had to pay taxes on the farm. All right. I don't know what he's talking
Carrie,
about.
I'm sorry. That means your parents didn't love you. That's all I can get
I
from
think,
that.
no, what I think it means is they pegged you as a liberal.
Maybe they did.
That's what it is.
Maybe they did. KXRK Provo. All right, we'll be back with a Utah Word. Stand by for that. And Boner of the Day, all coming up.
The X90.
Sensuous. Sensuous. Spell it with me now. Sensuous.
And now we'll use it in some dialogue between our two Utah friends, LeVar and LeGrand. Elder LeGrand R. Dunn is on the roof of his lovely West Valley bungalow installing some new shingles. His friend LeVar is down below on the porch having a nice cold glass of root beer. Again, the word is sensuous. Looks like you're doing a bang-up job with them shingles, LeGrand. That hole's being patched up just fine.
Well, I got to get this done before the snow flies. I don't want no leaking on my food storage room again this winter.
Well, if you don't want no leaking in the food storage, then you should keep LeGrand Jr. out of there.
What?
Nothing. Looks like it's kind of hot up there, LeGrand.
Yep. I'm as hot up here as a tin roof cat house.
You're what?
Nothing. Hey, what's that you're drinking down there?
Rut beer. Nice, ice-cold rut beer. Bet you could use some up there.
I could for sure. I'm as hot as a hot dog with mustard and relish.
Well, say, that's pretty hot. Bet you a nice cold Fanta root beer would sure go down good about now.
Yep, I'm really hot, LeVar. I'm so hot that if you was to, hold an old, dry Christmas tree next to me, it would just go up like a match.
What?
I'm a hot tamale, LeVar.
Well, that's hot. Hot for sure. Bet you could use a cold drink. Some Fanta root beer, maybe. Like the one I'm sitting here in the Shays Lounge drinking right now.
Yep. I'm a firecracker, LeVar.
Why would you say that, LeGrand?
Never mind. I think maybe I'll just get down. Climb all the way down the ladder and go all the way into the kitchen and maybe get myself a sandwich and a cold drink.
What, cold drink like a rut beer?
Maybe.
Well, what kind of sandwich would you get?
Pickled egg and tuna. Why?
Well, I was thinking that since you was getting down the ladder and going into the house, since you was doing that, maybe you could get me a sandwich as well and another nice cold root beer too? Since you was already thinking about going.
Look out below!
LeGrand, I was nearly... That flat of shingles nearly hit me. You should be more careful. That was an accident, wasn't it, LeGrand? I don't recall what show. I'm doing. I'm dipping into the vaults this week.
I like it when you do that.
And this is back before I labeled what they were.
God, that voice, I know that voice. I'm trying to think of who the actor is.
You've seen the actor many times.
I think he's passed.
He probably has.
Anyway, so a Utah word of the day.
Yes.
We're going to do that here. And
It's sponsored.
All right, well, okay, just a second. Let me just explain what happened here, because in case you didn't hear earlier, Gina tried to guilt me into writing a Utah word of the day.
I did no such thing.
Go back and listen to the record, the promo. And I was going to do it. And it's a lot of extra work for me to do a Utah word of the day. That's why I complain about it. I don't want to, and it takes extra time. So I thought, well, I don't have any ideas, but I'm going to go look at the files and see if something springs to mind, gives me some inspiration. And the first thing I clicked on was the script you're about to hear. And I thought, geez, I really liked this one. And I said, so why not? Let's just redo it.
You mean, so why not? Like
The motto?
Mona, Utah?
The motto
So
of
why
Mona.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why not? And there you go. That's the reason this is a repeat. I liked it. Okay.
All right.
Gina?
The downtown winter market is open Saturdays at the Gateway, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Shop fresh produce, meats, unique gift ideas in the craft market. More information at slcfarmersmarket.org.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah Word of the Day, and today's word is...
Spaghetti. Spaghetti, spaghetti. Today, the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and his boy Denver Criddle discussed the myriad ways that the word spaghetti can be pronounced.
Denver, I don't need you pestering me right now. I'm in the middle of planning the big party we're going to have to commiserate the founding of our town, of which I, Don Criddle, am the mayor of.
Hey, Daddy, how long has Mona been a city? When was the city founded?
Well, that's an interesting story, son. The population of Mona was 850 at the 2000 census, which at the time was sufficient under Utah state law for Mona to become a city. When we was told that we could become a city, there was a bunch of discussion, the pros and the cons of it all. Ed Spooner was against it.
Oh, I don't like Ed Spooner, Daddy. After I went into his yard and picked most of his apples on his tree, he said I was stealing and that he was going to call the coppers on me and have me put in jail.
Well, Denver, that was stealing. And you recall the only reason you wasn't put to jail for apple stealing is that I'm the mayor of Mona and I have some clout. I kept you out of the hoosgow.
I know, Daddy, I was wrong. But I don't like Ed Spooner anyways. And his apples don't taste good either.
Well, to tell you the truth, Denver, I don't much care for Ed Spooner myself.
Ooh.
And when he come up being opposed to cityhood for Mona, he didn't have no good reason for it. He just kept saying, Mona should not be a city.
No.
Mona should not be a city. He said it over and over again. So finally I says, you don't think Mona should be a city, so why not?
And then what did Mr. Spooner say? I bet he didn't say anything.
He didn't. And so Mona became a Utah city. And we got our town slogan out of that, too. Mona, Utah. So why not?
Hey, Daddy, what was Mona before it was a city?
Well, it was a settlement on the old Arrowhead Trail. The first name they give it was Clover Creek, because, you see, there was a patch of clover there. And then somebody saw all them willows growing beside the creek, and they said, well, let's change the name to Willow Creek. And then they changed the name again to Star. Nobody knows why they changed it to Star.
But why Mona?
Well, it's an Indian word, and it means beautiful. So I don't know why they changed the name to that.
What are we going to do to celebrate?
Well, there's a bunch of Italians amongst the originals here, so I thought maybe we'd have a big old biscotti dinner with garlic bread for the whole town.
Oh, Daddy, I love biscotti and garlic bread. I just love it.
Yeah, you have loved biscotti ever since you was little, but you can't pronounce it right. Well, you couldn't when you was a kid. You just called it sketty.
And now I just call it Good. This is going to be real fun, Daddy. Unless Ed Spooner comes to the celebration. I don't know if I'll even be able to eat my pescetti if Ed Spooner is there.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
I liked it because it was an origin story. You know, it tells you how Mona got the town slogan, Mona,
You
Utah.
learn something.
Mona, Utah, so why not? You learn something.
Every once in a while, you need to be reminded.
I'm also reminded of why I don't like doing Utah Word of the Day.
Now I'm curious about Ed Spooner.
You want more
You want more
on that story?
I need to know more about Ed Spooner. I need to know
So I'm going to make a note
what
right
exactly
now.
what is his deal.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll make a note right now, and we'll get into the Ed Spooner saga.
Yeah. What does he have against
All
the
right.
Criddles?
All right.
I mean, it's easy to have something against the Criddles. but
It's a feud, that's for sure.
feud. I mean, between feuds within and without Mona.
There's a lot of turmoil.
A lot of turmoil down there. I mean, Ed Spooner in the city of the mayor of Nephi and the city of Nephi without
I stole that name, Ed Spooner,
Spooner.
from a movie called "The Russians Are Coming, The Russians Are Coming," and it was about the movie's about a Russian
Russians?
submarine. Yes, Gina, the Russians about a Russian submarine that comes that's gotten lost, and it comes up. I think it's in a little New England town, and there's a submarine docking in this New England town, and it's how the residents of the town deal with the submarine. And all I remember about it is that Jonathan Winters kept saying, "We've got a radio for help. Ed Spooner's got a radio. Let's go to Ed Spooner's. He's got a radio." I think Alan Arkin was the Russian commander of the submarine. It's a comedy, in case you hadn't gathered that. The Russians are coming, the Russians are coming. And it was much, much funnier than that Utah Word of the Day.
Well, now there's a plot. Steal that.
I stole the name. Maybe I can steal the
Maybe there are Russians that
Oh,
move into
there
Mona.
you go. Or you think there
Hey,
are.
Carrie, you should
You
write it.
suspect that.
That's perfect.
Carrie, I would recommend against
I'm not writing it. No.
All right.
I saw what happened. I'm not. Here you go. All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
Multiple emergency vehicles are on the scene of a crash. I-15 northbound at Hillfield Road. 3 right lanes are now blocked. Only 2 left lanes are open. And traffic is backing into Kaysville. And we've heard from several friends of the program that are stuck in that. So look to the car next to you. They're probably listening to Radio from Hell as well. Give them a little wave. A rollover crash at the on-ramp Redwood Road to go eastbound I-215 in Taylorsville. A pickup truck is upside down on the left shoulder. Looks like that's about it. Just a heads up that there are snowy conditions up in Summit County and icy conditions on bridges and ramps up there. Big and Little Cottonwood Canyons are both open, but they're requiring chains and four-wheel drive if you want to head up there. The downtown winter market is open Saturdays at the Gateway, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Shop fresh produce, meats, and the unique gift ideas in the craft market. More information at slcfarmersmarket.org.
I'll have to figure out a way to explain how a Russian submarine got in the Mona
It
Reservoir.
wouldn't be a submarine. It would be Russians moving in.
I like the submarine idea. I'll figure out a way to make it a submarine. In the
Denver thinks it's a submarine.
That's a good idea.
There you go.
Here are the boner candidates you're going to be considering. Number 1, I didn't think she'd really take it. Number 2, coleslaw is very expensive. Number 3, now I misspelled a word. I left a letter out here. What it says is, and his dad says he's grounded for a month. It's grounded.
Yes.
It should be grounded. Now, whoever did the boner candidates on our website today just couldn't you have figured out that I left a U
Bill,
out?
we've all learned not to question your decision-making.
Grounded? Really? Come on. It's just a misprint.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Boner of the day on the way. Stand by for that. Letter from Kyle. Tech Talk with JD. Beat Gina. All coming up. Stand by.
Could have come and asked me.
UtahAdvocates.com is the website.
The advocates are personal injury attorneys, and they're very good at what they do, for one thing, and they're very nice. If you've been in an accident and you're pretty sure that it wasn't your fault, and you've got to deal with insurance, and maybe you're injured too, and you've got, you have to deal with all the medical stuff, the advocates are the people you want to call.
And maybe it's not you. Maybe it's someone, a loved one of yours, someone in your house gets in an accident.
Oh, yeah.
They need to focus on getting better, and you want to help them. The way you can help them is by getting the advocates involved.
Now, you're not suing. You are just, the advocates are dealing with the insurance companies so you don't have to get you a settlement. And you don't have to pay them any money out of pocket. It's only when the advocates get you a settlement. All right?
Yeah, they'll take a portion.
Yeah. So call 801-355-5550, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's 801-355-5550
Yeah.
or UtahAdvocates.com.
The X96 1K a day.
Such a bittersweet symphony that is life.
It's kind of sad song, isn't
Did
it?
you, Frank, did you have a difficult time with Robert Blake, or did he go quietly?
He went quietly, actually. It was I was surprised.
Did you look at
'Cause
him
he's
and
a
say,
fighter, isn't
I'm
he?
going to take you to the bank?
You know, I should have.
Yes.
I should do some research.
Robert Blake. I felt bad for poor Robert. He seemed
He
to be...
murdered his wife.
he
Why
seemed-
did you feel bad for him?
He was acquitted.
Eh,
He was found not guilty by a jury of his peers.
I said to him, look at it this way. You'll be reunited with Fred the cockatoo.
There you go.
He looked me in the eye and he said, I hate that effing bird.
Oh,
So
okay.
And Frank, I don't... cockatoos are very long-lived. I think Fred is probably still around.
I don't know.
Frank Christ is here. He's the Celebrity Reaper. His job is to reap the souls of celebrities who have passed. And again, just, Frank, you do not kill these people.
No, I do not. I get orders from the home office. It comes through the pneumatic tube to my apartment. I get the orders. I get on my electric scooter because I care about the environment.
I know you
Oh,
do.
holy
And
cow.
I take off and, yes?
What?
Fred the cockatoo
Yeah, still around.
resides at the Bonarong Wildlife Sanctuary in Australia. He's 105 years
Yeah,
old.
they're like parrots.
Oh.
They live forever.
I must have got him mixed up with another famous
He's
parrot.
105.
Oh, it was that parrot from the Tiki Room at Disneyland I took?
that's it.
That's who it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
The mechanical one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Frank Christ, it's sad that you have to do this.
I don't like I love our precious celebrities. Everything they say and do is right.
But I'm guessing that you're kind to their souls as you
Yes.
put them in your electric scooter and
Give
off.
them a gentle ride.
There you go. We have Frank here to play a game. It's a rather macabre game, but we do it anyway. It's called Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank presents me with a list of 4 well-known people, celebrities in many cases, big celebrities or celebrities in their field. And on this list, 3 of the people are
They're fine. I've never met them.
that's right, but one of them has gone,
Oh.
has taken a ride in the scooter. It's the new euphemism for death. And we have a contestant on to play the game. This contestant has to discover who is the person who's no longer with us. And who do we have today?
Jared is here.
Hi, Jared. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just fine.
That's good, Jared. Very good. Nicely done. Jared, you know how the game is played, I presume. And what could Jared win if he selects the dead person?
This really is terrible.
It
what
is.
we
It's
do.
terrible.
Tickets to see Weezer with Spoon and White Reaper live at the Great Salt Air Amphitheater on August 27th.
And you don't know White Reaper, do you, Frank?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's an actual Reaper. This White Reaper's never at any of the meetings.
Probably. It must be a band then. All right, Jared, we're going to play now. Get ready. Here we go.
All right.
These are all men, and they are all film and or TV directors. All right. Number one, Michael Apted. He began working in television and directed the Up documentary series. He later directed Coal Miner's Daughter, which was nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. His subsequent work included Gorillas in the Mist, Nell, The World Is Not Enough, Enigma, and many, many others. Number one on the list, Michael Apted. Number two, Costa Gravas, known for films with political and social themes like the political thriller Z, for which he won an Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film, and Missing, which is a terrific movie, by the way, with Jack Lemmon. He won the Palme d'Or and an Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay for that. His film Z was the very first film and one of the few to be nominated both for Best Picture and Best Foreign Language Film. Number two, Costa Gravas. Number three on the list, Todd Haynes. His films span 4 decades with themes examining the personalities of well-known musicians, dysfunctional and dystopian societies, and blurred gender roles. Haynes first gained public attention with his controversial short film Superstar, The Karen Carpenter Story, which told the story of Karen Carpenter's life and death using Barbie dolls as actors. Number three on the list, Todd Haynes. And number four is Richard Lester, best known for directing the Beatles films Hard Day's Night and Help, the superhero films Superman 2 and Superman 3. His other notable films include the Running, Jumping, Standing Still film, The Knack and How to Get It, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum and How I Won the War, and also The Three Musketeers and its 2 sequels. Number four, Richard Lester. Of those 4 fine directors, which one is no longer with us?
Let's go with number 4, Richard Lester.
No, I'm terribly sorry.
Shoot.
Now, Richard Lester is retired, but he's still with us. He's just fine. He's 91.
Well, he's sort of fine.
Yeah. I'll give you
Parts
another.
of him are fine.
Yes. I'll give you another chance. Let's see. I'll give you another chance. Here we go. Is it Michael Apted, Costa Gravas, or Todd Haynes?
Yeah, let's go with number 1.
Yes, Michael Apted. Very good. Thank you. He died in 2021 at the age of 79. He died at his home in Los Angeles in 2021. Costa Gravas still with us. He's 90. Todd Haynes is 62. Congratulations, Jared. You've won the prize.
Oh, wonderful.
You've got those tickets to see Weezer with Spoon and White Reaper live at the Great Saltaire Amphitheater on August 27th. If folks want to learn more about that show, there's information at x96.com.
All right. Hang on the line, Jared, and somebody will tell you what you need to do from this point on for the rest of your life.
The rest of your life.
Hang on, Jared.
Be happy to tell him.
Well, Frank, have you got a weekend planned at all?
I'm hoping that nothing happens over the weekend.
You can't really plan, can you?
No, I can't. All I can do is look at celebrity birthdays and...
Who do we have today?
Well, has anyone seen Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris,
83.
I thought I saw his wig the other day.
Sharon Stone is 65.
Oh,
she's fine now. I just saw her on Saturday Night Live.
She's doing
Oh.
well.
All right, maybe I can get some time.
Richard Lester is 91. You might want to go check on him.
Go to the old director's home and take a look. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye. I don't know why I always wave. It's just...
He can see you.
I know.
All right. Human. Sorry.
Human.
7:24 right now. Time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today. No, March 21st, 2023. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. I didn't think she'd really take it. An Arizona dentist bought arsenic and cyanide days before his wife was poisoned to death. And he searched online about how to poison someone.
Well,
turns out he was having an affair. James Craig was arrested on suspicion of first-degree murder Sunday, hours after his wife Angela was taken off life support and died. Investigators believe Craig put poison in protein shakes that he made for his wife.
Here, honey.
Aurora Police Division Chief Mark Hildebrand called Angela Craig's death a heinous, complex, and calculated murder in a statement released following her husband's arrest. Now, weeks before Angela died, James Craig used a communal computer at his workplace to conduct numerous searches, asking things like, how many grams of pure arsenic will kill a human? Is arsenic detectable in an autopsy? Top 5 undetectable poisons that show no signs of foul play. How to make poison. And the top 10 deadliest plants that can kill you, according to the affidavit.
You know, you can just get a divorce.
They were in the process of getting a divorce. They have 6 children. They were having marital problems, and they were in the process of getting a divorce. Now, his wife started feeling ill after a few days and was admitted to the hospital with symptoms that aligned with poisoning. Yeah. While she was hospitalized, James Craig ordered 2 additional poisons, cyanide and oleandrin, in case, he needed it. Also, his wife, when she was hospitalized, a woman with whom Craig had exchanged sexually explicit messages, flew from Texas to Colorado to visit him, police said.
I'm just here to be supportive.
That's right. And
also, why are you drinking a protein shake that the guy that you're getting divorced from is making from you? You should be suspicious about that.
While his wife was hospitalized, he ordered more poison. Now, here's the part that I really... he later admitted to a business partner that a package that he had received contained potassium cyanide, but he claimed that his wife had asked him to order it, according to the affidavit, and he told his business partner that he didn't think she would actually take it, and that the situation was similar to a game of chicken they were playing.
What?
The business partner told James Craig then, stop talking and hire a lawyer. The next day, James Craig sent a long text message to the business partner saying, don't tell anybody what I said. Don't tell anybody. I have to hire a homicide attorney, but please don't tell anybody about the conversation we had. And I didn't think she'd really take it. Boner candidate number 1. What a moron. And a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
Here's boner candidate number 2. Coleslaw is very expensive. Pottsville, Pennsylvania, a woman has been charged with stealing money from a fundraising event for a cancer patient. Camille Yoder was charged Thursday with 1 misdemeanor count each of theft by failure to make required disposition. Minersville Police Patrolman Jeffrey Bowers said the charges result from an event that occurred in February. The officer said Yoder hosted a pulled pork fundraiser for a person suffering from cancer and contacted a chef who prepared enough pork for a minimum of 80 sandwiches that were sold as a platter with coleslaw and a baked potato for $15 each.
Okay.
Numerous people donated the $15, believing the money was going toward the cancer patient. The victim's family contacted Yoder to ask about the proceeds. Police said Yoder eventually met with the family members and handed over $600, but kept $780 for herself, saying she had very much expenses in making the coleslaw. Coleslaw is very expensive.
Fundraiser.
Coleslaw is so expensive.
It's not gold slaw.
Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. And his dad says he's grounded for a week, too.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Brought to you by
The State Room presents, bringing you live music memories. Don't miss Sarah Shook and the Disarmers and Bendigo Fletcher at the State Room on Wednesday, March 22nd. Get tickets and the full lineup at thestateroompresents.com.
You remember Def Leppard drummer Rick Allen got assaulted.
Right.
He's released a statement in response to the violent assault he suffered outside of the Four Seasons Hotel in Fort Lauderdale. The incident occurred March 13th, where 19-year-old Max Edward Hartley, an Ohio native, is said to have run full speed at Allen, who was in the valet section of the hotel, smoking a cigarette, before being taken to the ground by the assailant.
Photograph.
An intervening, should we just stop and you can do this
No,
for a
it's
while?
okay. It's okay.
An intervening woman was allegedly met with physical force from Hartley as well as before he was apprehended. They indicated that Allen hit his head on the ground, causing injury. Now in a statement, the drummer, Mr. Allen, has shared an update. Thank you, everyone, for your overwhelming support. Your love and prayers are truly helping. My wife, Lauren, was thankfully not with me at the time of this incident. We are together now and working on recovering in a safe space, said the 59-year-old drummer, who also sharing that there is a focus on healing for everyone involved. So, there you go. He's going to be okay. Your morning commute might be, have you mentioned this?
I have it right here.
UTA, apparently a front runner. You probably have more details.
Fatal train versus cyclist crash Tuesday morning shut down front runner from Salt Lake Central to Murray, leaving remaining northbound trains having significant delays. A cyclist was struck and killed shortly after 6 a.m. in the area of 6 West, 4 South, where the road and tracks run beneath the University Boulevard Bridge that connects Salt Lake City's east and west sides. The 6 South bike lane runs along UTA's tracks rails and is separated by a fence. So there's a bus bridge in place from Salt Lake Central to Murray. UTA is advising riders who are either Salt Lake Central or Murray to catch the tracks from those points, since the commuter rail will not be running between Salt Lake and Murray for an extended period of time.
Utah's Representative Burgess Owens will chair a congressional hearing. He is the chair of the Subcommittee on Higher Education and Workforce Development.
Oh, he's the perfect person for that.
And so you know what he's doing. His first order of business. Again, the committee is the Higher Education and Workforce Development Committee.
Okay.
He's holding a hearing called "Breaking the System," and it's examining the implication of Biden's student loan policies for students and taxpayers. We're holding hearings to examine Joe Biden's unlawful, excessive action to transfer hundreds of billions of dollars in student debt onto the American taxpayer.
Isn't this already in the courts?
Which is not the case.
But Burge,
you can still investigate.
Burge needs his footage for his political ads.
Oh, that's right.
He needs to be seen as doing something.
Mm-hmm.
This is not something you should be doing with the Higher Education and Workforce Development Committee.
Burgess isn't quite sure what his job in Congress is anyway, so let him have this.
The brine shrimp, a tiny crustacean that has lived in the Great Salt Lake area for at least 600,000 years, also known as sea monkeys.
Yes.
Now the official state crustacean of Utah.
And I thought it was Orrin Hatch. I'm sorry.
Hi-oh.
Governor Cox signed House Bill 317 into law on Friday, creating the official designation. The importance of the brine shrimp in the Great Salt Lake ecosystem cannot be overstated, said Utah Division of Wildlife Resources Great Salt Lake Ecosystem Program Manager, with a big title, John Luft. We're thrilled about the designation.
You should see the size of his business card.
It's
a foot long.
He's the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources Great Salt Lake Ecosystem Program Manager. We're thrilled about the designation of the brine shrimp as the state crustacean. And see, I think the Utah State Legislature should spend more time doing stuff like this rather than what they do.
Yes.
Screwing people's lives up and all. Donald J. Trump. New York is preparing. I haven't heard anything how it's going so far. He was supposed to, there was supposed to be something happen at 7 this morning, I thought. But officials in New York and Washington are preparing for potential protests as a grand jury impaneled as part of the investigation into Trump's alleged role in a scheme to pay hush money to Stormy Daniels. The grand jury has been meeting, and all New York Police Department officers are expected to be in uniform and ready for deployment Tuesday, according to an internal memo. So everybody.
The memo also says, do not release a photo of a mugshot if there is a mugshot.
Really?
They came out and said, because when Harvey Weinstein got arrested, somebody leaked a photo of it, and they're saying, you're not allowed to. Somebody will, I bet.
Oh, of course.
But the fact that they're saying don't do that tells me there's going to be a mugshot.
I want the mugshot, and I want it framed, and I want it that big. I want
it could be argued that the mugshot is public property.
That's
But
what I
it
would
could
argue.
be that, like, we were talking with Ed Brass yesterday. You can't show mugshots here in Utah anymore until somebody's convicted.
Okay.
I'm
So
president, and you're not.
a spokesperson for Alvin Bragg, that's the district attorney, responded saying that the district attorney's team will not be intimidated by attempts to undermine the justice process, nor will we let baseless accusations deter us from fairly applying the law.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation.
Do his supporters not believe that he slept with Stormy Daniels at all?
I think they don't care.
Or do they not? These are
They don't care.
They don't care.
But these are also like uber Christian,
He's exempt.
family, religious.
He's the flawed leader that God has sent us to lead us to wherever it is we're going.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
He's not a good man, but he's doing good things.
Okay.
That's what they say.
Students in Minnesota will no longer have to worry about having money to pay for a meal.
This is so great. I
The
love
state
this.
passed a law that will provide free breakfast and lunch to all students from kindergarten through 12th grade, regardless of what that Minnesota legislator said. I've never met a hungry person here in Minnesota in my life.
See, this is proof that legislatures can do good things
If
it's
they want to.
possible.
If they want to.
It's it's a little tiny
Because
piece of proof.
No, but this is not going to cost a lot of money. This is something that can make a huge difference for a lot of people for not a lot of money.
But you know what? It's teaching kids that they get to get a handout. That's what it's
Does
teaching
it
them.
really?
It's teaching them that they.
I mean, they have to be there.
They deserve a handout.
They have to be in school.
They should have to work. If we're going to give them free lunch, they should have to work for it. That's what I'm sure that's what many people are saying.
That's what Alabama would say. That's why they are making the child labor laws more lax.
It's not kids' fault if their parents can't afford to buy food in their house. So
Let's teach them a good
meal.
lesson. If you want the free breakfast and the free lunch, you have to do chores, before or after school. That's what you have to do. That's so a long time ago, many years ago now, these things came up in Utah. If you're going to get welfare, then you have to work for it. It's workfare, and it was debunked by the courts and said no, you can't do that. You can't. But it's coming back. They're pushing it in state legislatures all across the country.
Yeah,
Workfare.
You said you haven't been watching John Oliver. He did a whole episode this season about that very thing. You should go back. And watch.
That's what Jesus would do. Jesus would make the kids work for a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. All right, that's it.
Weather traffic.
Okay, so we're just in this pattern again. Spotty sprinkles. Little bit this morning, better chance as the day goes on into tonight, about 80% later today. And warm, 51. This is actually going to be the warmest day of the week. We're going to gradually cool off as we get toward the weekend, so much so that these rain showers will be more snowy for us down here in the valley by the weekend. I just told you a minute ago about that fatality. I'll mention it again. Train versus cyclist crash has shut down Front Runner from Salt Lake Central to Murray. This is 6 West, 4th South is where this happened shortly after 6 a.m. And as is the case with fatalities, this will tie up this area for several hours probably. Multiple emergency vehicles on the scene of a crash, I-15 northbound at Hillfield Road. 3 right lanes blocked, only 2 left lanes are open, and traffic backing into Kaysville. Summit County is seeing some snowy conditions and icy conditions on bridges and overpasses, so be aware of that. And northbound Bangor Highway, there's a crash at the ramp at 114 South Daybreak Parkway. And what are you seeing out on the roads? If you see something, you can say something and text it to us. 33986 is where you do that. Toyota has 20 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. Visit your Utah Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Here's boner candidate number 3, and his dad says he's grounded for a week, too. College ice hockey player Carson Breer, the son of Philadelphia Flyers general manager Daniel Breer, was hit with 3 criminal charges on Monday after he was seen on video pushing a woman's wheelchair down a flight of stairs earlier this month. Now, the woman was not in the wheelchair. It was empty. But
she was in the bathroom.
According to court records, Breyer, I think it is, was charged with criminal mischief, disorderly conduct, and conspiracy to commit criminal mischief. He's due in court in May for a hearing. In court documents obtained by the Associated Press, he's a junior center on the university's hockey team, but they were at a bar, and the woman who owns the wheelchair, Sydney Barnes, told police she had just bought the chair for $2,000 a year ago.
She's missing a leg, by the way.
Yes, that's why she uses the chair. And she said the push down the stairs has left the wheelchair significantly damaged. Carson fessed up to pushing the chair after a video from the bar went viral, saying in a statement last week he was deeply sorry for his behavior. His father, the general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers hockey team, added that Carson's actions were inexcusable. Carson has been suspended from the hockey team at the school as investigators look into the matter. The bar has banned him. A GoFundMe created for Ms. Bennis after the incident has raised over $8,000. She said she'll use the money to fix her chair and then donate the rest to other people in need. She's missing a leg, and she
was a friend. Picked her up out of the chair and took her to the bathroom.
Yep.
Because the bathroom was downstairs. So they left the chair at the top of the stairs, carried her downstairs to the bathroom, and then they come back and he had tossed the chair down the stairs. He's
a typical little bro.
I'm sorry if you look at a picture of him, too.
Yeah.
He looks like a turd.
Yeah.
Boner candidate to number 3, and his dad says he's grounded for a week, too.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Well, I didn't think she'd really take it. The poison that I ordered.
and put in her drinks.
And I put some in her drink. Yeah, the dentist in Colorado who murdered his wife with arsenic. Boner candidate number 2. Coleslaw is very expensive. So a woman in Pennsylvania keeping money meant for a cancer patient after a fundraiser. She blamed the cost of coleslaw for the reason she kept the extra money.
$700 coleslaw.
Yeah. And boner candidate number 3, and his dad says he's grounded for a week, too.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be boner of the day for today, March 21, 2023? 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. That's easy. A lot of people vote that way. Not as many people call Katie. You should. Get a live voice vote at 877-602-9696. She'll take it in the producer's booth. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, March 21, 2023. And if you don't see that box, refresh your internet browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. It's easy to do. The computer counts it. Go ahead. You've only got like 4 minutes to get your vote in, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
You know who's on the line?
Who?
I believe this is the impetus to the first all-day show.
Candace.
Candace?
Yes.
How now, you were there for the first all-day show. Oh, yeah.
I was, as Carrie said, I was the something from the radio gods, the idiot or something?
No.
Not so much. He didn't really
The
say
gift
that.
from the radio gods.
Mm-hmm.
That was it, yeah.
But
and I was the one that brought the alcohol.
You are the first, you were the one who started the tradition of bringing us booze.
Exactly. And I'm so upset. Y'all got pedicures and I didn't.
Well,
I would have liked one.
Well,
you should have asked.
Well, I was in and out of the house all day.
Candy Bear.
Well, then you couldn't.
And then you couldn't have gotten one anyway.
Candy Bear, I'm not sure what
Not. Did you say Candy Bear?
Yeah.
Or Daddy Bear.
Candy Bear.
Oh, that's cute.
You're
Better
my-
than Candy Ass.
You're my little Candy Bear.
Who is this?
Don't you know?
No, I don't know.
Who is this?
It's your mother.
I think
Hi.
Candy's
Candy?
been drinking today already.
Candy, hi, it's Mitt
No,
Candy, hi,
I
it's Mitt
haven't.
Romney.
Candace,
Ew.
do you have any idea what you're listening to or where you are?
It's a country station, and I'm in Texas. No, of course I do, you silly gooses. That
Candy,
was ridiculous.
Candy Bear.
Don't call me Candy, please. My dad hated that.
It's Candace.
It's Candace, Carrie.
Yes, it's Candace.
If
Bill,
your
and
dad
I
hated
will-
that, he shouldn't have named you Candace.
Yeah.
He's no longer living. That's rude.
Well, I'm sure his feelings are hurt.
Did you call us Candace?
Yes,
she-
I did, and
she
I
did.
meant to get abused.
Okay, because I thought maybe the interns had called you and then
No, nobody
just picked your name
remembers.
out of a phone book or something. Nobody
You
remembers.
wish.
Nobody remembers what, Candace?
Any of this,
Any of
and I'm even on the CD, and I'm so sad.
She's
I'm
she's
joking.
the phone call. She's the reason.
For Carrie's
She's the reason
story.
that we did
story.
because I didn't get a chance to
Yeah.
tell my Hawaii story.
No, it
or
was your Vegas.
My Vegas story.
Vegas
my
story,
Vegas
that's
story.
right.
Exactly.
And
Carrie, I saw you at that one clothing store. I don't remember.
You remember, Carrie?
was
Oh,
was I
no,
was I was I buying my garments?
It was that
Was
one
it that
clothing
one?
store.
That one
No.
clothing store?
I don't know what you call him. Come on, help me out. A thing.
You
A
know,
management,
a thing.
Whatever.
I can.
Was it a remote?
You know, I can see why you were the impetus for the all-day show because it takes all day to get anything out of
Holy
you.
crap! You've been doing this all day. I'm tired too. And yes, other whatever.
She's
But
drunk.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm just embarrassed.
Candy Bear?
This is the note you want to go out on.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, no,
Oh, Candace, you've been rickrolled. I'm sorry.
God bless you, Candace.
All right.
I'm glad that somehow you started the all-day show, but no, that's not the note we want to go out on.
Well, we got 20 minutes.
But as with all of our all-day shows, I seem to remember that they go out with not with a bang but a whimper.
I've been whimpering for the last hour and 20 minutes.
They just kind of peter out at the end. So,
Well, Gina, I'm used to your whimpering.
It's what I do.
Mm-hmm. All right, 747. Let's award boner of the day.
And it's brought to you in part by Shrimp Tacos.
And Excel Automotive Repair, commuter vehicle repair specialists, Asian and small domestic vehicles, dealership quality service at independent shop rates, located 33rd South, 290 East. To make an appointment, go to excelautomotiverepair.com.
A lot of voting today. Lot of voting. Boner candidate number one, the poisoning case, the Colorado dentist. Almost 100 votes, close to 100 votes, getting up there.
It did better than I thought.
Did well. And boner candidate number two, the coleslaw one, it got a fair amount of votes. Not one of these, like sometimes one of the candidates gets like 6 votes, 8 votes. That got, 30 votes, 32 votes. But the winner, boner candidate number three, is a little turd who pushed the woman's wheelchair down the stairs. There
you go. That's your boner of the day for today, March 21, 2023. Now qualified to be boner of the week. All right. Is this sponsored, Gina?
No, we can just
We can
dive
get right into it?
in.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
There was a boy, a very strange enchanted boy.
That is Kyle Brown. He's a longtime contributor to this program and friend of the program. We met him years ago when he was a teenager and still in high school. Now he's I think he's in his early 50s, has a family, well-respected man in the community, and we found out that Kyle is suffering from ALS, which is fatal. I'll warn you that today's letter from Kyle, and we have him sending us letters because he can't really speak intelligibly anymore. You can't make out what he's saying. He sounds worse than drunk when you try to talk to him.
Yeah.
I think his wife can understand.
Yeah.
So he's been sending us these letters, and somebody texted me or communicated with me last week and said the letters from Kyle Brown are heart-wrenching and devastating and really sad, but thanks for bringing it to us.
He always manages to put a little humor in there.
I'm going to warn you that this one today is pretty
bad.
Yeah. It begins. My hand is like that claw machine you put $1 in, and you guide the claw over where you think it will lower and get a prize. Much like that game, I grab a prize but drop it on the way up. The three-pronged claw is shaky and the grip is weak, like my hands. And also, like my hands, it usually drops the prize. My prize is a cashew, cell phone, a spoon, or imagine trying to take a leak. I mean, it's really frustrating. My wife cried on Saturday night as we watched TV. She said, "Why didn't somebody warn us?" As a former ballerina, my wife had acquired a taste for classical music, both old and new. She loves the piece On the Nature of Daylight by Max Richter, and it played as Bill and Frank spent their last day together.
Oh, right.
If you've been watching the show The Last of Us, this will all make sense to you. It's a beautiful love story, but the reason it hit especially close is what happens to Frank. The writer said Frank actually has ALS, or multiple sclerosis. We didn't necessarily want to specify the illness. This is according to the writer.
Oh, yeah.
For the audience, it was either MS or early ALS, but it was a degenerative neuromuscular disorder. Kyle then says, "We recognize the actor's portrayal immediately. I am physically at about the same point as the character portrays, and I can tell you he does a phenomenal job of it. It's spot on." My wife was crying, but laughing too, when she said that because in a way, she said it was kind of funny. That night while lying in bed, she said, if I didn't have kids, I maybe do the same thing that they did. And I'm not going to explain what that is. When you have time to watch your own death coming at you, writes Kyle, in slow motion, you have a clearer vision of this world, of mankind, humankind, of our existence. At least for me, anyway. If you want to elect great politicians, congresspeople, and president, we should only elect people with terminal illnesses. For one thing, we wouldn't have to worry about term limits. And if they did a bad job, but, don't worry, good riddance, they'll soon be gone. And if they do a great job, well, they will be missed. Bless their heart. So he's saying that it gives you vision.
Yeah,
it gives you vision.
Different perspective.
Bless you. Bless your heart, listeners. Thank you for indulging me in this. And thank you for your support. So many of you have sent. Cheers, Kyle. And if you would like to communicate with Kyle, he's authorized me to give out his email address. Let me get it for you here. It's krb76@hotmail.com. KRB, Kyle, I don't know what his middle name is, Ralph, Roy, Reggie, Kyle RB, KRB76@hotmail.com. Oh, look over there.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot that.
Left that part out.
Boy, that episode of The Last of Us, that should win many awards.
I'm sure it will.
It
had almost nothing to do with
It was self-contained.
the cordyceps zombies,
Nope.
and it was
it was lovely.
Two men who meet and fall in love and have a wonderful life together.
Mm-hmm.
A pretty long life, really. It shows their progress over time, and then one of them becomes ill.
It didn't. I don't know why I assumed it was like cancer or something. I didn't.
It was never really made clear, and it didn't matter.
No.
That was the part.
I don't remember whether, Kyle said that it was a good representation. I don't remember. Did he have some
He was in a wheelchair.
problems?
He was in a wheelchair, yeah.
And did he have some problems doing certain things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wouldn't be cancer if he's in a wheelchair, probably.
I mean, it could have been.
Could have been.
Anyway, it's a very good episode. If you don't want to watch things about zombies and people with fungus growing in their brains,
you can just watch that
Just
one.
watch that
Yeah.
particular episode with.
It's beautiful.
What's his name?
Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson. What's his name?
Oh, now
The
that you've
actor's
said
name?
Ron Swanson, I can't.
Ron Swanson and Murray from White Lotus.
And Murray from White Lotus.
Yeah, they're both really good.
That's all you need to know.
Really good. I just love it when he gives him a taste of
Offerman. Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman.
yeah.
He gives him a taste of a strawberry, and he goes,
That is a genuine Nick Offerman laugh,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
That is the way he laughs.
"Yeah."
All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
Oh, just a reminder about that train versus cyclist crash. So it happened shortly before 6 a.m., 6 West, 4th South. It's affecting the front runner from Salt Lake Central to Murray. And usually these situations are situations for several hours. So avoid that area. We also have the ramp from 2100 North in Lehigh to northbound I-15 closed due to a crash. Plan an alternate route while that crash is cleared. And then it's the I-15 northbound near Hillfield Road exit in Layton. There's slowage there due to a multi-car accident. And what are you seeing out there? Let's see. A friend of the program says rollover on-ramp northbound Redwood Road to eastbound 215 in Taylorsville. The ramp is closed there. Thank you, whoever sent that in. Also, another friend of the program is saying there's black ice on the bridges.
Oh, really?
Wreck on the bridge from I-80 to 201. Yeah, you wouldn't think so, but it could still be an issue this morning. That's traffic.
All right, thank you. We will take a break. We will be back. We've got, Tech Talk with JD coming up. Stand by for that. Also, Beat Gina, all coming up. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
I think Dr. Hoops and his team are the best doctors anywhere when it comes to LASIK and PRK.
IMO, in my opinion.
Yes, in my opinion. They have the best technology and the best lasers and the best patient care. So don't think of going anywhere else but Hoops Vision for your LASIK surgery.
I mean, that facility that they are in, they designed it specifically for these procedures.
Carrie and I have both done it, and many of our family members gotten rid of our glasses and contact lenses with that miraculous, it's really a miracle, LASIK surgery. So if you've been thinking about it, do it now. There's $1,000 off the LASIK or PRK procedure. Start your journey to better vision. Book your VIP LASIK consultation today. It's it's simple. Just call 877-30-LASIK. It's a no-obligation appointment, or you can book it online at hoopsvision.com.
Hello, lovers of camping.
I was worried you guys would hear. Mohammed ordered a duck call a while ago, and it finally arrived. So he's been walking around the house, tooting on his duck call.
Now, did he get that from the Duck Dynasty people? I hope
I'm not
not.
sure where he got. Here, I'll grab him real quick.
What's the name of their duck? Is it Duck Commander or something like that?
I don't know. Now, see, I'm trying to figure out why he would have a duck call. Now, I had a duck call growing up because we would hunt ducks.
He has been duck hunting.
Has he been?
Yeah, I think Gina's told us the story. He has been duck hunting with his uncle or something.
Interesting.
Yeah. No,
so I have a passing familiarity with duck calls.
I think the Duck Dynasty people, their company was called Duck Commander, but that's how they made their millions of dollars. Is with a duck with duck calls.
With the duck calls, yeah. That's how they made all their big
money.
Okay,
show him your duck call.
So there's
no, wait. First of all, wait a second. First of all, I want to know what brand this is, Mohammed. Yeah, what brand of duck call is this?
Yeah, Bill wants to know what brand of duck call it is. Into the microphone.
It's a Ducks Waterfowl duck call.
Ducks Waterfowl.
DUX is a brand.
DUX.
I see.
Okay, one more toot and then go to school. Okay, have a good day.
Yeah, that's important. It's important that he have one of those.
I can do
He's
that.
my little hunter.
Yeah,
He's my little outdoorsman.
Carrie was wondering why he had it, and I said, well, I remember the story. He's been duck hunting.
He's been duck hunting. Okay.
He's my outdoorsman.
Is it sponsored, Gina?
Yeah, if you're into Magic, Dungeons and Dragons, or Pokemon, Haster has it. Haster also has dice, miniatures, lots of entertaining board games. Go check them out. Haster Games, 6831 South State. Or go to HasterGames.com.
Well, looky who's here. It's the wild man himself.
I made it.
Jonathan Deasing, JD. He's here to do some tech talk. Jonathan is one of the hosts of the 3-Bit Gamer Show.
Yep.
Which is a podcast you can get wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah.
And he's going to educate us about what's going on the web.
That's what I'm here to do.
Well, do it.
Before I educate you too much, I do have a favor to ask
Oh,
of
okay.
everybody.
Sure.
The 3-Bit Gamers Show, my podcast, we are fundraising for trans youth in Utah.
Nice.
We are playing Hogwarts Legacy. We're covering it because it's like one of the biggest games of the year, and it was made here locally, so we want to support those devs because it's really cool. But you know, we also wanted to show support to our trans and queer listeners because that's a big part, and it's, you know, they're part of our community, and it's definitely
That's a great idea.
something that J.K. Rowling's crap has hurt that community.
Exactly.
So we wanted to kind of respond to that. So this organization we're donating to is called Encircle Salt Lake City. They host speaker nights, friendship circles, family dinners, things that trans youth may be missing out on, or you know, they're resources that are desperately needed. And in this state in particular, they're coming under attack. So that's lovely. So if you go to x96.com, I've got a link to our fundraiser. And if you want to, or, you know, if you're playing Hogwarts Legacy and you're feeling guilty about it, kick us a couple bucks.
This is a really nice thing because I know people are conflicted. They want to play the game, but they also want to be supportive. And this is a nice way to do both. That's a good idea, you guys.
Cool, thanks. So on to the education. This is the first thing that I've got here is something I've been monitoring this month because it just went live. And when they first put it up, there were only a couple on there, and now it's blowing up. This is called Is It Cut Short? If you guys have ever gone on Netflix and you start a new series and you're like 3 episodes in, you're like, this is amazing. And before you are finished, before you even can Google it or look it up on IMDb, you finished it, and you're like, oh, wait. And then you look it up, and it's dead. And it's been canceled.
With no warning.
With no warning. So, like, the latest one, like, 1899 on Netflix that just got canceled, even though it was like in the same year it came out, it was canceled, and it ended on a cliffhanger.
Oh,
so people were really upset.
No good.
Yeah, so this database only had like 70 or so movies, and I wasn't going to bring, or shows, I'm sorry, and I wasn't going to talk about it, but I checked last night, and there's now 541 shows on the site. There's clearly somebody updating it almost daily. So this is actually a useful resource. It is isitcutshort.com. Basically, if you're going to start a Netflix series, or, you know, one of these other streaming platforms, just put it in this first to make sure it actually has an ending.
I keep trying to click on the link, and
Yeah,
it
it won't
says
let
this
you.
site
It won't-
can't be
yeah,
reached.
it won't let me either.
Oh,
Maybe they're updating
Did
it
you
now.
make a
beautiful.
Did you
Nope.
make a mistake?
You guys, I was on this 8 hours ago. I swear.
maybe they're updating it.
Okay, it will.
We'll
Hopefully.
check it later.
Dang it! Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Okay, well, hopefully this one works.
This one does work.
This is it's SWANH, so swanh.net, and this lets you go through the entire Star Wars film. You just scroll through it, and it's like top down. It almost looks like
I'm not sure what it is.
a schematic, almost.
Yeah, it's
like an engineering schematic.
It's the Star Wars movie, but done with schematics.
Meets a comic book from the top down.
Oh, Carrie,
Well,
this is good for your spaceship porn.
You could stay on this forever.
You can just keep scrolling. So, like, you have a really lazy day at work, and you're like, yeah, I could watch Star Wars, but I can't watch Star Wars because I'm at work. This is a way to watch Star Wars at work. This is so silly. You can just keep scrolling. I kept scrolling. I grabbed, like, the scroll bar and just, like, to just see, you know, how the trench run looked or how they portrayed that. So
Somebody took the time to do this. That's
considerable amount of time.
Jawas, yay!
Yeah, everything in it. So that one is SWAN, swanh.net. And here's another one, though. This one I was actually, you have to stick with me on this.
Okay.
All right.
It's called fancysymbol.com.
All right.
And if you click on any of those top 3 buttons, the little text generators,
Okay.
where you can just type in whatever you want there, and it's like enter your name or whatever. Because, you know, you see sometimes people, like, I guess I'd say like teenage girls on social media have all the stars on either side of their name, and you're like, how do they do that? Where do they get all those stars? They're not emojis.
Oh.
So that's how you do it. I guess you can do stars. You can make fancy letters.
Okay, so this has upside down. I always wonder how somebody like puts their name upside down.
Isn't that neat? And it'll just
that.
try typing, because as you are typing, it'll just start typing out upside down. It's really kind of interesting.
Okay.
And then there's star symbols and flower symbols.
Yeah, and then it breaks them all down by different symbols, and you can look. But again, I would say some of these actually are coded as emojis if you copied them. And if you click on any of them, they just automatically copy to your board, and then you can just paste them anywhere.
You know what I put in there? I put in the upside down.
Oh, nice. And it's upside down. Beautiful.
Oh, this is fun. This is fun.
Yeah, you can mess with people on social media all
Yeah.
day. Like you could just type all your social media posts, copy and paste them in this, and just have them all be upside down.
Cool.
You want to be really obnoxious. So it's fancysymbol.com. It's just what it sounds like. The last thing, I have two more things. One is the only game I have to talk about today, which is Resident Evil 4, the remake. Resident Evil 4 came out originally on the GameCube.
Which I loved my GameCube system.
Uh-huh.
The Star Wars games were terrific.
Yeah, it was awesome. And so this one was kind of a weird one on the GameCube because it was not a kids game, and Nintendo usually focuses on the kids game, but it's a horror game. It is a zombie type game set in this creepy little village in Spain that's run by a cult. That's essentially run by a virus.
Oh, it's very nice looking.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And this was, when it came out, hailed as like one of the greatest games of all time, and that legacy has been carried on. And so they've remade this. They've made it better. They've made it look prettier. They've made it play a little bit smoother.
Is it more violent and bloody?
Oh, it's hard to describe. I think the one that I've got for you here, the video includes none of the gore, really.
There's a little tiny bit.
A little bit, but man, this is like you're talking about chainsaw deaths. You're talking about like there's one death animation where if the villagers, like the creepy villagers, caps you, one of them will like grab your arm and hold your neck out, while the other one just straight up chops your head off with an axe. And you just sit there and watch it. And that's like one of the less violent ones. So this one is crazy. If you played this way back like 10, 15 years ago and you remember it, you have to play it again.
Okay.
The remake has been very highly regarded and reviewed. So yeah, it's a Resident Evil, and it's out in a couple days here. It's out this week.
All right.
And then this last thing, really, really quick, onetinyhand.com. Go to onetinyhand.com, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Famous people that are photoshopped with just one of their hands is very, very small.
Now, this Donald Trump one. That's not Photoshop.
No, the Donald Trump ones are
real.
normal. They're like the control. But the rest of them are very tiny-handed.
They're mostly Trump, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, if you go to page 2, there's one where in the office where Dwight's like looking through the blinds, but the hand he's using to look through the blinds is very tiny. So they're all very funny. Like the first couple are Trump, but there are just so many good ones. onetinyhand.com. It will make you chuckle, I promise. There's pages of these.
Oh, that's
They're
funny.
so dumb.
Yeah.
Love it.
Jonathan Deasing, the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Listen to that and do the fundraiser.
Yes, sir.
And all of this is available at x96.com. You can find all of it.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thanks, guys.
Traffic, please, Gina.
A ramp from 2100 north in Lehigh to northbound I-15 is closed due to a crash. Plan on an alternate route while they clear that up. Crash northbound I-15 26 south in Woods Cross, milepost 315. Crash northbound I-15 114 south. That's causing a lot of slowage as you come around Point of the Mountain into Draper. Crash westbound SR 201 30th west in Salt Lake. Right shoulder affected there. And just a reminder, about 20 minutes ago, we had a friend of the program that says there's black ice on the bridges and a wreck on the bridge from I-80 to the 201. So it's a little deceptive because the sun's out a little bit, but you might find some slick places still out there. That's traffic.
All right, thank you very much. Beat Gina. Oh, it's time to play Beat Gina. And because it's Matthew Broderick's birthday, Ferris Bueller trivia.
I will beat you at Ferris Bueller trivia.
I don't know. I messed with the answers yesterday.
Of course you did.
What day does he take off? Ferris Bueller? Is it a specific day?
Yes. And it's a big deal is made of that day when the day
and
happens.
that may well be a question.
Oh, okay.
So watch it. 877-602-9696. If you can beat Gina at Ferris Bueller trivia, you will win
3 Doors Down tickets.
3 Doors Down and
Candlebox.
Yeah. Don't leave Candlebox out. 877-602-9696. We'll have some messages and a song, and then we'll play Beat Gina. HasterGames.com, 6831 South State. If you're bored, it's time to try a new board game from Haster Games. You've binged all your shows. You need new ways to stay entertained. Now is a great time to go and check out the new inventory at Haster Games in Midvale. Now, yes, they do specialize in your tabletop role-playing games, your Pokemon, Magic, Dungeons & Dragons, miniatures, dice. But they also have a large selection of family board games, just the traditional board games. And you can try them before you buy them. So go down and check them out. A lot of great board games and card games for the whole family. This week at Haster, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is in stock now. And they can also help you with, the miniatures, because, a lot of people like to paint them and everything.
Mhm.
They got all the supplies that you need for the miniatures. They can
Little magnifying glasses.
Everything
you
you need those.
Everything.
You need those. The little
You
tiny.
can't see him. You got to get the colors right on his fingers.
And you got to get the little tiny brush. It's got to be just right. But Haster Games, they've been doing it longer than anybody that I'm aware of in Salt Lake. 6831 South State Street. Haster has it.
The X96 1K a day is coming.
I have a list here that could save your life.
Could save my
Yes.
life?
Yeah, absolutely.
A little list that you're going to read on a radio show?
12 items, 12 everyday dangers that you should avoid at all costs.
Okay.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is not just a good list. This
All
is
right.
could be a life-saving
list. All right.
Number one. Oh, come on.
What's the matter?
Oh, why did it do that?
What?
They were here and now they've disappeared. I'm afraid you're all going to be.
Now we're all in peril.
That's weird.
Because of your computer screw up.
Why should that happen? Let me see if it will happen, if I can do it. No.
What?
It's just decided it won't show me. They were there and now they're not.
Well, now our lives are in danger.
Yeah.
Thanks to a computer glitch.
But
our lives.
Oh, thank you, Katie. Duh. She's got me. Here we go.
Okay.
Here they are. Duh.
Did you have to click the paywall? Is that?
No, it's a slideshow, which I didn't realize.
I hate those.
It's number one. Make sure to clean your dryer lint trap.
I do.
Okay, because they can catch fire.
Yes.
All right. Don't sit with your feet on the dashboard of a moving car.
No.
You know how sometimes your passenger puts their feet. I always say put your feet down on the ground.
But this is a danger thing?
It's very dangerous.
Because I don't like them leaving footprints
Well,
on my dashboard.
But also, car seats and car seat belts are designed to keep you safe in a crash, but they assume that you are sitting in an upright position in your seat.
Oh.
So with your feet on the dashboard, no. And the airbag will inflate.
Yes. Oh, and it'll kick your feet up
probably
into
kill you.
your knees up into your face.
Yeah. Let's see. This next one. Oven mitts don't work very well when they're wet.
Well, why would you use it?
Well, so, if they've gotten wet where you're working or something, and then you go and try and take something out of the stove, a wet cloth is a good conductor of heat, not a bad one.
Yes.
Next one. Don't mess with a split or dead tree. Not sure.
What?
If there's a dead tree out there and it's got a big branch, it's broken off, don't try to do it yourself, is what they're saying.
No, call Tim the tree guy.
Exactly. Hot glass and cold glass look exactly the same.
Well, yes.
So beware of what, if you go, this is one that when I like, let me do cast iron. I have cast iron pans and pots and stuff. And so when you clean them, the best way to dry them so they don't rust is put them on the stove and turn on the heat and till they dry off.
Never done that.
Yeah, well, it's really the best way to do it. But when you turn off the heat and the cast iron pan is still sitting there, it's still hot.
Mm-hmm.
But what if somebody comes into the kitchen and says, "Oh, I better put that pan away"?
No. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
that's no good. Right. A pile of oily rags can catch fire all by itself.
Yes.
I don't know why you would have a pile of oily rags around your house, but don't do it.
Because Richard Grieco is coming over.
I knew
yes.
it. Never mess with a garage door spring yourself.
No.
They're very dangerous. And this is based on people, like there are lists and lists and lists of people who have been injured by doing these things.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mix cleaning products. For instance, never mix bleach and ammonia.
No.
I almost one time was overcome by those fumes. I was in the shower, and I wanted to clean the shower with some cleanser, and so I after I was done, and so I started to clean, not realizing that my wife had already used ammonia.
Oh.
And the fumes just about got me.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one for Katie. A falling knife has no handle. So Katie, as some of you know, severely cut her thumb.
Yeah.
And we said, "How did you do that?" She said, "Well, I dropped a kitchen knife and I tried to catch it."
No.
What you do is when you drop a knife or it gets knocked off the counter, back away.
Yeah, you throw your hands up and back away.
Yeah. Moose and bison can F you up.
What?
Stay away from them. Moose and bison.
Of course.
Don't deep fry a frozen turkey.
A frozen turkey.
Yeah. You can deep fry a turkey.
Yes.
But it should be thawed.
Exactly.
But I think some people probably have said, well,
we can just throw that in there.
Yeah.
Because it's all hot.
It's hot grease.
No.
It'll catch fire. Don't touch any cool-looking caterpillars or ocean creatures.
Well, yeah.
Because some of them are poison.
Exactly.
And that's it, except it says here, load more slideshows.
No, you don't want to do that.
Wizarding games you can play instead of Hogwarts Legacy.
No.
Most banned movies. 11 of the world's most banned movies.
Give me the top 5.
Click on this slideshow.
Well, it's a slideshow, so you won't get to the top 5 right away.
Let's see. How about Cannibal Holocaust? That one we've heard about.
We knew, yeah.
Salo or 120 Days of Sodom.
Don't know.
I've heard of that. Yeah, it's very... A Clockwork Orange.
Oh, yeah.
Banned in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Last Tango in Paris.
Yes.
Banned in a lot of places.
Get me the butter.
Last Temptation of Christ. I Spit on Your Grave.
Yes, another one.
1978.
Mm-hmm.
The Da Vinci Code. What?
That one surprises me, but it doesn't surprise me.
Well, banned in Egypt,
Blasphemy,
Jordan, Lebanon, Pakistan.
Oh, okay.
Places like that. Let's see. The Life of Brian.
That one I remember, yeah.
Banned in the UK and the United States.
Yes. It was banned here briefly.
Yeah. Brokeback Mountain.
Yes, here in Utah.
Remember the theater, Larry Miller Theater?
Larry's Theater down there. They wouldn't play it.
He didn't want the Cannibal Ferox. I don't know what that is.
Don't know that one.
Possession. Not sure what that is. And that's it.
The Exorcist not on that list?
No. Should be.
Interesting.
Thanks, Katie. I didn't realize it was a slideshow. Damn it.
I hate those.
Yeah.
I hate slideshows because they're designed specifically.
Yeah.
You'll get the click, 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 and each click counts, and then they can pass those clicks along and say, see, everyone loves our site.
Yeah, well, that's smart.
Yeah, I suppose.
It is.
Manipulative.
Yeah, it is. But
smart.
What?
All right. There's your... Yeah.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Texter says, I do the majority of those things on a regular basis, except hanging out with moose or bison.
Oh, you put frozen turkeys in a big pot
Apparently,
of grease?
yeah. I
you
guess
don't.
I better make out my will. If you do that, that's just dangerous.
Yeah, don't do those things.
All right.
Reports of the Beat Gina game show demise have been greatly exaggerated.
What?
Your cards and letters that demand we replace Beat Gina with a game that's actually entertaining have fallen on deaf ears. Beat Gina is here for the duration, so like it or lump it. I'm professional announcer Johnny O. Mom, when you're looking for a party idea for your child's next birthday, why not throw a prune party? You'll win kids' hearts with tasty prune tarts. They'll say, "This is yummy, Mummy." Prunes and prune tarts are a delicious, healthy way to satisfy that yearning for sweets. Wonderful California prunes are bursting with energy, iron, vitamins, and minerals. To make your delicious, decorated prune tarts, just use your favorite prune whip recipe. We all have one, don't we? Pour it into tart shells and top with whole prunes stuffed with almonds. Prunes are oh so easy. Eat them right out of the package raw or cook them to your taste. The oh so versatile California prune. And when you hear the word versatile, you think of the man I'm introducing to you right now, the oh so versatile Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome.
Thank you. A prune party, huh?
A prune party.
That doesn't sound really.
I don't know if the kids. Well,
there is a picture of them having a wonderful time.
Okay, I'm sure they weren't paid. Let's see. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina is going to be playing against Valerie today.
Hi, Valerie.
Are you there? Oh, there she is. Hi, Valerie. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Valerie. We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. Heads or tails, Val?
Let's do tails.
All right, coin toss app says heads.
Oh, Valerie, you're one step further away from winning these tickets to see Three Doors Down at USANA Amphitheater on July 20th. Tickets actually go on sale for this show on the 24th at livenation.com. But right now, perhaps you could win them before you could buy them.
Well, that you have to beat Gina at Ferris Bueller Trivia. Okay, so, but if you don't, what are you prepared to do in her name? Valerie?
Oh, Valerie.
Valerie, did we lose you?
Oh, no.
We apparently have lost Valerie.
Oh, no.
All right, let's take our next.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Are we having phone problems?
Everyone is gone. No, they all heard Valerie playing and they all went away.
Well, I'll play her. I'll play her.
Maybe Valerie can call back really quick. 877-602-9696. Matthew Broderick Trivia.
Meanwhile, let's all have a prune.
No.
California prunes. They are, oh, so easy.
All right. Okay, maybe Valerie is back.
Katie's on the phone. She's putting it on hold. Here we go.
Let's go to Eve. Eve is going to play. All right, Eve.
Hi.
Hi, Eve. Let me scratch out Valerie here.
Yeah, would you please?
Yeah.
We don't have to toss the coin again. I say Eve can just go first.
Eve goes first. Yeah. All right. It's Ferris Bueller Trivia, Eve. If you win, you'll get those tickets. First question for Eve. To produce the desired drugged-out effect for his role as the drug addict in the police station, Charlie Sheen did what before the scene was shot? Was it 1? Nothing. He's Charlie Sheen. I have the mind of a warlock with Adonis DNA. Winning. 2 bags of grass, 75 pellets of mescaline, 5 sheets of high-powered blotter acid, a salt shaker half full of cocaine, a whole galaxy of multicolored uppers, downers, laughers, and screamers, also a quart of tequila, a quart of rum, a case of beer, a pint of raw ether, and 2 dozen amyls. 3, stayed awake for more than 48 hours. Or 4, spent several hours in a sensory deprivation tank.
I'm going to go for 3.
Stayed awake.
All right, you've got a point. Eve.
All right, Gina?
Yes.
What did Matthew Broderick do to get Mia Sara to laugh naturally in the taxi cab scene?
Oh, okay.
Was it 1? He threatened to drive that car to Ireland. Google it. Boo! 2, tickled her feet and knees.
Okay.
3, said, one day I'm going to star in a Godzilla movie and Godzilla will be a girl.
What?
Or 4, he farted.
See, it could be farted or could be tickled her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say he farted.
Farted. You'd like to think that.
No.
Wouldn't you? No. Terribly sorry.
Oh, Eve, this is a good chance for you.
Eve?
All right.
What's the
Ask
answer?
Again. Can you ask it again?
Oh, you need the answers? Yeah. Okay. What did Matthew Broderick do to get Mia Sara to laugh naturally in the taxi cab scene? 1, threatened to drive the car to Ireland, tickled her feet and knees, said, I'm going to star in a Godzilla movie and Godzilla will be female.
One of those.
One of those.
I think he tickled her feet and knees.
That is correct.
There you go, 2-0.
Oh,
and
Gina.
Eve, you control the question as well. You could, with this one, skunk Gina Barberi.
Eve?
Nice.
What does the license plate on Cameron's father's Ferrari say? It was a personalized plate. What is the plate? Is it 1, ass man, 2, NRVOUS, nervous, 3, just numbers, BDR 529, or 4, LWYRUP, lawyer up?
Oh, I think it's 3.
BDR 529? Terribly sorry. That's the Blues Brothers.
Oh, no.
That's the Blues Brothers license plate.
She can claw back into the game here.
Is it lawyer up or is it lawyer up? Lawyer up. No?
No,
it's NRVOUS. Nervous.
All right, let's see now.
Lawyer up is Better Call Saul.
Gina's question. Gina controls the question.
Okay, I'll take care of this right here.
You don't have any points.
I'll take care of it right here.
Are you going to get 3 on this one?
If Carrie decides to give it to me.
Let me see. I have a hard question.
You have a 3-pointer? Can we have a 3-point question?
You want a 3-pointer?
Yes, give me a 3-point.
So if you get this right, you win?
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I think you're altering the game in a way that is not fair.
Let's give it a shot.
To poor Eve.
Let's give it a shot. Eve, are you okay with this? Eve, if you know how the game works, you're okay with it.
You're going to get the tickets anyway.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Let's see if Gina can take it downtown.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a hard one.
Okay. Go downtown, Gina.
Why was the number 9 chosen for the number of Ferris's absences?
9
The number
times.
9 times. So you both know. Is it 1? The number 9 is revered in Hinduism and considered a complete, perfected, and divine number because it represents the end of a cycle in the decimal system, which originated from the Indian subcontinent as early as 3000 BC. 2, the number 9 is John Hughes' favorite Beatles song. 3, it was his favorite Schoolhouse Rock Times Table Edition song. Or 4, it sounded harsh when spoken by Rooney.
9 times. I'm going with 4.
Gina wins!
Yes!
Wow!
So she gets one question right, and we hand her the game.
I don't. Well, it is called Beat Gina.
I think it's time to find yourself another announcer.
Oh, Johnny, it's okay. Eve won't care because I'm going to give Eve the 3 Doors Down Candlebox tickets anyway.
Oh,
playing fast and loose with the rules.
Yeah, well, then I like working with such a benevolent game show player. So I'll stay with you.
Hang on the line, Eve. Katie will get some information.
Listen, I got to go kill a glass of prune juice.
I don't blame you. Big Boy News now, brought to you by.
Celebrate the 50th anniversary of Pink Floyd's best-selling album, Dark Side of the Moon, at Clark Planetarium, now playing in the Hanson Dome Theater every Friday and Saturday night. Visit clarkplanetarium.org for tickets.
If you want to find out what happens between Joel and Ellie in HBO's The Last of Us, you can play The Last of Us Part 2, the game.
Oh, it's already...
okay. It's been out for a long time.
So we know what's going to happen.
Well, I don't because I haven't played the game.
Which is why I won't play the game.
The video game takes about 24 hours to beat, which may sound like a long time, but it's shorter than the wait for Season 2 of the HBO series. In an interview on the Jonathan Ross show, Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie, remarked that it, quote, will be a while before new episodes. But, quote, I think we'll probably shoot at the end of this year, beginning of next, she said, adding that the season will premiere probably by the end of 2024, early 2025. A Utah woman is recovering after she was attacked by a pair of dogs in Salt Lake County, and a UTA bus driver is being credited with saving the day. Marissa was driving home on 5400 South on the evening of March 14 when she saw 2 dogs running in the street and decided to get out of her car to see if she could help the dogs. At first, the dogs were fairly friendly with Marissa, a GoFundMe explained, But then things got ugly.
Oh.
The dogs went into full-on attack mode, the page reads. Marissa's feet, legs, arms, and right side were attacked by the dogs before they knocked her to the ground, grabbed her by the head, and started dragging her.
Oof.
A bus driver with the Utah Transit Authority saw the ordeal taking place, pulled over to help. The driver distracted the dogs long enough for Marissa to escape into the bus, and then the dog started to attack the bus.
Wow, jeez.
They tried to get in the door, jumped on the hood, ripped off one of the windshield wipers.
Wow.
Before it's like a movie. Before responders were able to
They would have killed her.
To contain the curs.
Down Cujo.
Marissa started driving home before an ambulance was called, and she was taken to the hospital to be treated for bruises, bite marks, and a puncture wound, or several puncture wounds. In addition, UTA is honoring the bus driver who's being credited as saving Marissa's life on Wednesday. I don't know why the bus driver's name isn't here. It would be nice
to it would be.
Give him or her credit. Let's see. After Donald Trump posted his all-caps rant on Sunday morning, Saturday morning it was, the internet and political news exploded with speculation and reactions, including both Representative Maxine Waters and MSNBC's Rachel Maddow, joining those saying that Trump was implicitly calling for domestic terror or another January 6th type event. While some on the right, including one of the January 6th organizers, have said that taking to the streets is a bad idea, others are enthusiastic about Trump's call for protesting. Ignoring all those reactions, Trump tripled down on his original comments in a truth post later in the day on Saturday, all caps. They're killing our nation as we sit back and watch. We must save America. Protest, protest, protest. Writer and SiriusXM host Dean Obadala on Saturday wrote that any protest meant to disrupt police action by blocking roads around Mar-a-Lago would be a felony under a law signed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Truth, essential.
Former President Trump and his effort to keep key evidence out of his civil rape trial. This is a different one.
Oh, this is a different one. It's
than
hard
Stormy
to keep
Daniels.
track of them all.
Oh, yeah. The New York Times printed, and it was 3/4 of a page. These are all of the crimes that Trump...
And he will take that and say, see, they're out to
Yes.
get me.
Judge Lewis Kaplan in Manhattan ruled that key witnesses will be allowed to testify, and misogynistic remarks Trump made about women in 2005 when he didn't realize he was being recorded can be played for a jury that will hear quarter-century-old rape allegations made by a former magazine columnist. A trial in the case filed by E. Jean Carroll is scheduled to start April 25. Carroll and Trump are expected to testify.
It's funny. One of the things that he has said is, oh, she's too ugly for me to have. There's a picture of her at the time this happened, and she looks exactly like Marla Maples.
Oh,
In
really?
fact, Trump says they showed him a picture and said, who is this?
Oh.
And he said, that's Marla. No, it's her.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Now, just as a side note, and I should have looked this up, my son told me something about E. Jean Carroll, and it's related to Hunter S. Thompson. Is she friends with Hunter Thompson, or?
Well, they're both writers.
I think, or did she? I'll have to look it up.
Look it up.
Anyway, it was just kind of an interesting side fact that I don't remember now. There is the leadership of the New York Young Republicans Club, a far-right group, wants to be very clear. It's actually a good thing that only a handful of Donald Trump supporters showed up to the pro-Trump rally held Monday outside of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. We purposely kept it small.
Oh, yeah.
The club's president, Gavin Wax, told Huffington Post.
We meant to do that.
I think there's more cameras here than people, observed Vish Burra, the club's secretary and staffer for Representative George Santos. I would prefer a lower turnout, said Troy Olson, sergeant at arms. Turnout couldn't have gotten much lower, despite Trump's call just a few days prior to protest Take Our Nation Back in anticipation that he would be criminally charged for years-old hush money payments to Stormy Daniels. Members of the media vastly outnumbered Trump supporters at the rally. The event on Monday, as a result, turned into sort of a media petting zoo for the endangered Republicans.
They really played the Pee Wee Herman, I meant to do that?
Some of whom sought out interview requests, while others hid their faces out of fear of identification. It's just a dismal turnout.
E. Jean Carroll wrote a biography of Hunter.
There you go.
Hunter, The Strange and Savage Life of Hunter S. Thompson.
I did not know that.
And I believe she she got to know him, and that's.
I'll have to pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
The potential indictment of former President Trump this is all Trump.
Yeah,
today,
which one?
By a New York prosecutor would be an unprecedented miscarriage of justice, said some leading Republicans in the House of Representatives. In a letter to New York District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who Trump has claimed will arrest him today, top House Republicans blasted Bragg and demanded details about the investigation. You're reportedly about to engage in an unprecedented abuse of prosecutorial authority. That's according to Representative Jim I Love Wrestlers Jordan and others. So that's it.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
Shaquille O'Neal is fine. He's just fine.
Well, his hip isn't so fine.
Well, he was. He posted an Instagram photo in a hospital bed.
Oh.
He had his hip surgery. Doesn't say specifically what he had done, but
does he say it's a boring ass hospital?
It's probably he had hip replacement.
It was a boring ass hospital.
The Jazz won last night. They beat the Sacramento Kings 128-120. They play again tomorrow against the Portland Trailblazers at 7 p.m. And we still don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets. He says that is what he would like to do. But the Jets are... Yes?
I still don't care whether he goes there.
I only bring this up because it affects Utahns.
Mm-hmm.
So Zach Wilson is the quarterback for the Jets now. They're saying they would keep him and let Aaron teach him. Here's how you be a quarterback.
And that's what they should have done in the first place, is let Zach Wilson kind of mature under the tutelage of a more mature quarterback.
Which is what happened with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. You might remember Jordan Love was a quarterback for Utah State. Mm-hmm. And he went very high in the draft.
Yeah.
And he's been watching Aaron and learning from Aaron, and Jordan Love is actually doing very well. And if
is he still with Green Bay?
Yeah. Okay. So if Aaron leaves, the thought is that Jordan would be the starter.
And
so
he's good. And he's good. Huh?
And he's good.
All right.
So there's a little Utah connection there. Weather. Well, it's nice right now. The blue skies, sun's out. 80% of showers returning later tonight. And we are just in this pattern of the atmospheric river continuing through Saturday. High of 51 today. It'll be the warmest day of the week. We continue to get colder as the week goes on. Friends of the program still texting us traffic. Thank you. We've got a rollover at the on-ramp northbound Redwood Road to go eastbound 215 in Taylorsville. The ramp's closed there. Also, Night South Freeway on-ramp closed due to an accident at the S-Bend. That comes to us from another friend of the program. We also have reports of fog in Summit County. Reduced visibility and some snowy conditions allow some extra time trying to get into Park City from I-80. I don't know if Gwyneth Paltrow is up there already, but if she's commuting to her trial, she's going to need to be aware of that. The ramp 2100 north in Lehigh, northbound I-15 closed due to a crash.
I hope her limo has us tuned in.
I hope so. That's your traffic.
That's your traffic. All right. We will take a break. We will be back. Don't forget, just after 9 o'clock, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, our Dead Celebrity Game.
Listen to Radio from Hell at Home when you first wake up. Just tell your smart...
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who, at the age of 19, have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders. Today, we find our elders roaming a desolate, uncharted, dark, smelly planet, looking for someone or something to convert. It is sometime between breakfast and lunch.
Oh, man, I don't feel so well.
I warned you against eating eggs you found in the middle of nowhere on a planet that isn't even on the map.
But I was hungry. Besides, they were tasty.
Well, if you don't feel well now, you have no one to blame but yourself. Come on, we're falling behind schedule.
How can we have a schedule on a planet with nothing on it?
We won't know if this planet is uninhabited until we explore some more of it. Come on, let's go.
What the flip? Lehigh, help!
Ew! Butch, it looks like your breakfast isn't setting well with you. What the heck is that? Looks like the planet is inhabited after all.
Get it off me!
Stand back. I'll take care of it.
Oh, hi, ma'am. Who are you? And why in heaven's name are you pointing what appears to be a flamethrower at my companion?
Name's Ripley. Lieutenant Ripley, and I'm about to torch that little critter before it gets a chance to make a run for it.
Hi, my name is Newt.
Well, it's nice to meet you both. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
We were wondering if you'd ever heard of our church, and if so, if you'd like to learn more.
Enough with the chit-chat. I need to kill that monster before it grows any bigger and has a chance to fight back. Now, Lehigh, wasn't it? If you would just stand back a bit so I can get a clear shot at your friend's chest.
What?
I will do no such thing. All that little critter has done is ruined a perfectly good suit for Mr. Mac, and as long as there's a chance in heck of converting either it or its mother, we would prefer that you leave it be.
Do what you have to do. God knows I will.
Look out, Butch!
Burn, you bastard, burn. Sorry, I meant the alien thing, not your companion.
Butch? You okay? Butch, speak to me.
Is this the end of Butch? Will Lehigh take a shot at converting the alien queen despite the charbroiling of one of her offspring by Lieutenant Ripley? Will Newt get to say anything else in this episode? Tune in next time to hear...
Say, Lehigh, these things aren't half bad cooked, Hey, has anybody got any Tabasco sauce?
In the next titty-twisting episode of Space Elders!
$49.
Before we do that, I just the prune party that Johnny was talking about. I'm going to tweet out the ad that I got that from. It's a picture of kids having a prune party at RFH Bill.
While you're doing that, check our social medias for the robot kids.
Oh, we'll check on the robot.
Okay. Check to see how the robot kids are doing. We're trying to raise money to send these kids to
Davis High.
Davis High School robotics team to Texas for a big competition.
The Nationals.
And because their robot is ready. And we want to help send them there, and we're doing a GoFundMe for them.
We were in pretty good shape yesterday, over $2,000. So.
We're at $2,257,
Oh.
but that's far away from what they need to get there. So
go to the Radio from Hell Facebook page or Twitter page, I believe.
Mm-hmm. After I tweet the prune party, I'll tweet a link to it.
Retweet it.
At RFH Bill.
help Davis High Robotics team get to the World Championship.
Because we want to send them. Let's see. Now, I haven't been on a vacation, a proper vacation, in about 3 years.
You're way overdue, Kerry
Way
Jackson.
overdue. So we decided to take all that money that we would ordinarily spend on a vacation and just go crazy. Because my nieces called me, and whenever my nieces call me and say, Uncle Kerry, I immediately
melt.
I melt. I melt.
Yeah.
Come to Hawaii with us.
You know, you could just not answer the phone. That's what I would do.
That's true. Well, but they do FaceTime.
Oh, well.
And how do you say, to those little faces?
No, you can't say.
No.
Uncle Kerry, come to Hawaii with us.
Okay.
I'm terrified of getting on a plane, but I'll go to Hawaii with you. All right. So we've started making the plans, the resort, and I insisted that at least one day we get this really expensive cabana so that I could just sit there and read comic books.
You have earned that, Kerry Jackson.
And the kids can play in the pool
Yes.
and do all that stuff, and I'll just, sit and watch them, and I'll just, take it easy and drink.
Okay.
So I need at least one of those days.
You have earned that.
Now, my brother-in-law's wife, the last time that she planned a trip for me, I had an amazing time. And her and Sue, they teamed up, and they put together a trip to Walt Disney World that I will remember forever because it was so terrific. They made arrangements, everything was done. All I had to do was show up.
That's great when somebody does that.
And it was so
great.
good, so good.
Yeah.
And so I got an email from Anna, is her name. That's Drew's wife. And it had the schedule for our Hawaii trip. Things like, you arrive, Alamo car rental, the whole thing, and then you check in.
It's your itinerary.
And then I see this part. Horseback riding.
Well, Kerry, you know how to horseback ride. You're a farm boy.
I have.
If Kerry is like me, I know how to horseback ride. I don't care to do it.
So Sue said to me, well, how do you feel about the horseback
It's
ride?
on the itinerary.
Now, I confessed to you yesterday, I said, it's like they don't know me, It's like they think that I'm someone else. Uncle Kerry just likes to just sit and observe.
Uncle Kerry needs a relaxing vacation.
And Sue says, well, how do you feel about the horseback riding? I said, well, my first answer is no. She goes, okay, be honest with me. When was the last time that you rode a horse?
Yeah.
And I said, I was 16.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's easy to do.
And my guess is this horseback riding excursion is for people that don't necessarily know how to horseback
I'm sure.
ride.
I'm sure.
Probably really gentle
and bless Anna for wanting the girls to have experiences like this. That's really cool of her.
They're probably really excited about
I'm
the
sure
horseback
they are.
riding.
But she said, okay, how old were you? I said, well, probably 16. She goes, okay, you're going. I went, oh.
Sorry.
So I am horseback riding.
Now,
it is going to happen.
Was your horseback riding experience the last time you did it a pleasant one?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Kerry, might I suggest
our horse Pepper was an a-hole.
Yeah, same thing happened to me. Last time I rode a horse, I was with some BLM people, and they put me on a horse intentionally. I didn't know that was a jerk.
They were messing with you?
Yeah, that was a jerk,
Mm-hmm.
and just wanted to go back to the trailer.
Kerry, I woke up. I think it must be the bed in our room is not.
Oh, there you go.
My
back is out.
I don't know what's going on.
All I can do is go sit in the cabana. I'm sorry.
I would love to go.
Would you have room service bring me up a cane?
So I was talking to Sue about it, and I said, okay, if we're going to do this,
yeah,
I need pantyhose.
Yeah.
There's
That
there's
helps.
rubbing. There's
rubbing.
That is a trick. That is a trick.
Yeah. And it has to be the ones that are the pants, not the knee highs. It has to be the pants.
Well, yeah, because it's the upper thigh that's where the rubbing.
And you have to make sure that your nieces don't know that.
Yeah. And then I realized, wait, I'll be wearing shorts because it's Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
Yeah, no. Well, you probably should wear long pants on your horse ride anyway.
Probably.
Yeah. Get a lightweight pair of,
I'm telling you, Carrie.
I just know what's going to happen.
Fake the bad back.
Yeah. I just know what's going to happen because the last time I rode a horse, like I said, Pepper, our horse Pepper was an a-hole. Bucked me off.
Well, these horses are going to be
they'll be
very
calm
and tame and
I
just,
hope so.
I
hope I don't get the a-hole horse.
We went to that resort down by Zion. Remember that? And they had horseback rides there. Now I did not want to go and didn't. My wife and my youngest child, they said, "Oh, I want to go on a horseback ride," and my wife said, "Oh, okay. You want to go, Bill?" Nope. Nope. You guys have fun. I'm going to the pool. And they went, and they had a great time, and it was easy.
Oh, just got a message from Sue. Oh, Anna has sent an alternate activity for you. It's sitting at a bar drinking. Oh,
well, there you go.
I guess we're okay.
And you don't have to wear pantyhose for
See,
that.
I was trying to figure out, do I cut them at the knees?
You could, yeah.
Or if you wear pantyhose at the bar, it might be interesting.
I'm going to be saddle sore. I just know it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you've got an out, Carrie. I think you're good.
I will ride the horse.
Oh, Uncle Carrie will rise to the occasion.
Yep.
Okay, northbound I-15 is kind of a mess from Utah County going into Draper. A couple different accidents are causing lots of slowage all the way up around Point of the Mountain and into Draper, so be aware of that. We also have a crash southbound I-15 at the on-ramp at 5th South. The right shoulder is affected there. And westbound SR 201 30th West in Salt Lake, also an accident there folks are dealing with. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We will be back. Oh, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine. They're Just Fine. Our Dead Celebrity Game. We give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of them are fine, just fine. One of them, however, is no longer with us. If you can guess which one that is, you will win
tickets to see The Cure live at Vivint Arena on June 4th.
877-602-9696. Line up. We'll have some messages and a song, and then we'll play Frank Christ Presents They're Fine. They're Just Fine. RandLife.com.
RandLife has been my mortgage company for a number of years now. They're a local mortgage company.
Yeah, RandLife.com/X96.
Right.
How to do that.
Yes, RandLife.com/X96, where you get specific information for our listeners. Use RandLife home loans to purchase your home before March 31st, and once interest rates drop, they'll give you a voucher to refinance your home without lender fees. Don't wait. Take advantage of this offer and purchase your dream home with RandLife today. Just go to RandLife.com/X96. RandLife's refinance voucher covers processing and underwriting fees worth up to $1,400. Vouchers can't be combined with other RandLife offers. Eligibility requirements do apply on that. So if you're looking to buy a new home, RandLife Home Loans has a loan program probably perfect for you. Visit RandLife.com/X96 and learn more and speak to an expert about your situation.
We know that
You should take a listen.
You know, my cousin up in Portland had to get a transplant. He's doing fine. That was a couple of years ago.
Oh, I didn't know you had kin up to Portland in the Northwest there.
Oh, yeah. My entire family comes from Oregon. We got started in Eugene, Oregon, but then moved to Portland, Oregon when I was just a shaver.
Well, how come you moved to Portland? Your dad get a better job?
Nah, we moved to be closer to Mom after she was committed to the Oregon State Mental Hospital just outside of Portland. Turned out okay, though, because the welfare office in Portland was open on Saturday.
By the way, LeVore, what kind of transplant did your cousin get up there in Oregon?
Hair plugs, got himself a hair transplant.
Well, that's real serious surgery.
Hey, now don't you go making light of that. Them things can get infected.
You like that song, Frank?
Well, I can't decide if it's a happy song or not.
It could go either way. You're right.
Either way,
I don't think there's any room for ambivalence in your line of work.
No.
Has to be definite.
Yeah, people are either dead or they're not.
Somber. So somber.
Frank is here. He's our celebrity Grim Reaper, here to play a game that we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank has given me a list of celebrities. And you love the celebrities.
I
all
love
of them.
our precious celebrities. Everything they say and do is right.
Which is that's why it's so ironic that you have to be the one to go to them after they've shuffled off the mortal coil.
Just a few years ago today that I had to take Eddie money.
Yes.
Eddie money.
He says hi, by the way.
Carrie, my partner, and I, Frank, had met Eddie once. He asked us for a cigarette.
You got to meet him when he was alive. Frank didn't meet him
That's
till
right.
he was dead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Frank. At any rate, we play the game. Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
3 of the people on this list are...
Oh, they're fine. I've never met them.
They're just alive and kicking. But one of them has gone to the great beyond.
Yes.
And we have a contestant who has to guess which one that is. And who do we have?
It looks like Libby is on the phone.
Hi, Libby.
Libby, how are you?
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I'm fine, just fine.
That's very good,
Thank
Libby. Libby, you know how the game is played, I believe. So let's get started, shall we? These celebrities are all actors who appeared in the movie Midnight Cowboy.
Oh.
All right. Number 1, Brenda Vaccaro, television film actress and film actress in a career spanning over half a century. She received 1 Academy Award nomination, 3 Golden Globe Award nominations, winning 1, 4 Primetime Emmy Award nominations, winning 1, and 3 Tony Award nominations. Her career included stage, screen, TV, supplied the voice for Johnny Bravo's mother, Bunny Bravo, in the animated cartoon series, and was the voice of Jay, that is John Lovett's ex-wife, Ardith, on the animated cartoon The Critic.
Wonderful, gruff, sexy voice.
Yes, she does. She did have. She made an appearance in The Smurfs, too, as Scruple. There you go. Number 1. Oh, she played Shirley in Midnight Cowboy. Number 1 on the list, Brenda Vaccaro. Number 2, Jennifer Salt. Jennifer Salt played Eunice Tate on Soap. She worked with director Brian De Palma in the films Wedding Party, Hi Mom, and Sisters. She also appeared with Cornel Wilde and Scott Glenn in the wonderful TV film Gargoyles. In Midnight Cowboy, she's Joe Buck's hometown lover, Crazy Annie. Number 3 on the list, John MacGyver. He made more than 100 appearances in television and motion pictures over a 20-year span. MacGyver, often cast as a pompous Englishman and other stuffy aristocratic and bureaucratic types. He also appeared on many television commercials and television shows. He was Mr. O'Daniel in Midnight Cowboy. Number 3, John MacGyver. And finally, number 4, Bob Balaban. Actor, author, comedian, director, producer. One of the producers nominated for the Academy Award for the Best Picture for Gosford Park, in which he also appeared. Balaban is probably most known for his appearances in Christopher Guest comedies, Waiting for Guffman, things like that. Balaban wrote a series of 6 children's novels featuring a bionic dog named McGrowl, and he played a character in Midnight Cowboy simply known as Young Student.
Also in Close Encounters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he was in Close Encounters, and on Seinfeld. Number 4, Bob Balaban on the list. Of those 4, which one is no longer with us, Libby?
Number 4.
You think it's number 4, Bob Balaban? No.
Oh, he's fine. He's just fine.
Bob is 77, still doing well. So I'm going to give you another chance, Libby, before the dogs get you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let me give you another chance. Is it Brenda Vaccaro? Is it Jennifer Salt? Or is it John MacGyver?
John MacGyver.
Yes, absolutely correct. You got it on the second
Wow.
try, Libby. John MacGyver, who had a heart attack at his home. He was famous for saying, "On your knees, Joe Buck, on your knees."
You have won tickets to see The Cure coming to Vivint Arena on June 4th.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fine, just fine.
Oh,
Thanks.
you're keeping it up. I
Very
appreciate
good.
that.
Libby, are you working at a kennel?
A kennel?
A kennel. I hear dogs in the
All kinds of
background, don't I?
noise there, yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
You're,
Okay.
Background noise.
You're at school.
All right.
School? All right.
All right.
No, a conference.
A conference, okay.
Oh, okay. Libby, hang on the line, and somebody will tell you how to get your Cure tickets. And thanks for playing Frank Chris Presents.
Okay, thank you, Libby. She played along very nicely.
Yes, she
Yeah,
did.
I actually was was thinking it was Brenda Vaccaro.
No, she's 83.
83.
Still around. Close friends with Barbara Streisand. They're very good pals. And
They go get TCBY together.
Bubble. I thought they went for bubble tea.
Oh, yeah, it's very trendy right now.
Jennifer Salt is still alive. The interesting thing about her father, Waldo Salt, was a famous blacklisted screenwriter in the 50s. And, Bob Balaban's still around.
Well, I've got to run. Has anyone seen Timothy Dalton?
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's fine.
77 today.
Well, he's been on that 1883 or whatever it is, the
Has he?
Yellowstone. Yeah, he's the villain on that.
Is he now?
He's the villain, Harrison Ford, and he have words.
He kind of frightens me.
He is scary in that.
He wasn't the mean James Bond, was he? Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
He was the mean James Bond.
That's right.
Well, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Frank. So long. I hope everybody at home listening does what I do, and when Frank leaves, everybody should wave.
I think if you're driving in your car, you should wave.
That's why I wave. I always wave.
All right. Big Boy News and Opinionuendo coming up after these. HasterGames.com is the website, but they have been at the location at 6831 South State Street. It seems like forever.
I think since before there was even a building there.
They have been doing the tabletop board game thing forever, and they know it so well. They invite you to come down and learn how to play these games. Now, remember, in the old days, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, if you played Dungeons and Dragons, you weren't very cool. But now all the cool kids are playing it. Yeah. It's suddenly trendy. And you got that movie coming out, too. But they specialize in those kind of games, the tabletop role-playing games. So your Pokemon, your Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, they sell all the miniatures that you need, all the dice that you need, everything that you need to play these games. And they will sit down with you and teach you how to play them. This week at Haster, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is in stock now. So go down and see them. Say hi to Cthulhu Bob for me, 6831 South State Street, or you can go to HasterGames.com. Haster has it.
The X90.
It's from the Girl Scouts. Okay. And then there's a nice letter say, "Hey, Bill, we get you. You're a guy's guy. You have unassuming strength, a casual confidence, and an uncompromising integrity, and are so dumb you don't know this is a form letter."
Well, they really know who I am.
You know the spread of Sunday's game and have a steak ready to grill and a cold drink waiting in the fridge. You're man enough to be a Girl Scout. So I've been given a membership in the Girl Scouts.
So what do you...
And then I got this.
Do you have to sell your own Girl Scout cookies?
No, I think what that means is they'll hit me up periodically for money.
Yeah. That's a great gift, then.
I didn't want to say that what they're doing is opening a door to something that you will regret later. But
now I get this card. Now, little Bill, sick. He's sick. He was very ill. Barfing and all that. So that explains the card. And with this card came 3 pairs of really nice underpants. Patagonia, silk weight, boxer briefs.
Underpants.
Which I really like. And they're very, it's expensive underwear. I mean, it's like, I think they're $30 a piece or something like that.
You should get a whole pair of pants for that.
So here's the card that came with it. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble. Trouble. And then you open it up and says, "Or am I?" ?
This is your Father's Day
Yeah.
card?
Fortunately, you can cover your ass with these. Happy Father's Day. That's it.
Too sick. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble.
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 Yeah, trouble. And
Or
then you,
am I?
And then you open it up.
That's a threat.
Or am I?
That's a threat, is what that
exactly
is.
what it is. So that was my Father's Day threat. Yes. Anyway, that's nice to be a Girl Scout, though.
Snowbird was awesome yesterday for Father's Day. There were a ton of people. Saw lots of friends of the program up there. They had garlic fries. It was perfect. They had bacon on sticks. Big, thick bacon on sticks.
So Gina was happy, and that made it a good Father's Day because she got what she wanted.
Well, no, everybody got. Joe got a massage up at the cliff. Daddy Gary got a massage up at the cliff.
Mm-hmm. But first and foremost, they had garlic
They
fries.
had garlic fries
They had
and
garlic
bacon on
fries.
sticks.
Yeah. I went out to the Christiansen Family Farm, Hog Heaven in Vernon on Saturday, and bought a bunch of meat. That was pork and beef, and that's actually for my wife's birthday, who's her birthday today. She wanted meat for her birthday.
The gift of meat.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah. You?
No.
Nothing. Nothing. All right.
What?
What's good?
I'm not a father.
Well, you didn't see your dad.
I did.
Oh, you did.
Oh,
see
you
your
did.
Yeah.
see that. How's he doing?
He's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's his
Did you
mustache?
give him meat?
No, he gives me meat.
Oh, okay.
He's the farmer.
Harry gives him money.
Yeah, I give him cash.
We've discussed that. Here, Dad. He does it under the table so nobody can see. Dad, there you go. Hold out your hand.
Buy some more life-giving medicine. There you go. $9.24, a short news and opinnuendo.
All right.
Brought to you by.
Stop by your locally owned and operated Big O Tires for buy 3, get 1 free on select sets now through March 26th.
Thank you.
Martina Navratilova has amazing news for friends, family, and fans. She is cancer-free. The former global tennis champ broke the welcome announcement in an upcoming interview with Piers Morgan, explaining that her doctors have pronounced her in the clear regarding her throat and breast cancer that she was diagnosed with at the end of 2022.
Oh, good for her.
In 1998, Jesus Rosas built a cart and set up Salt Lake City's first taco stand. 25 years later, his sons have opened Tacos Don Rafa's first brick and mortar restaurant. The Jesse Rosas remembers being 7 years old, tagging along with his dad in a snowstorm to sell tacos on the sidewalk outside of the old Sears building. He said, I don't care if only one person shows all day. I'm still going to put the cart here all day, all night, even if it's raining, even if it's snowing, even with COVID. We were there, he said.
I think that's Ed Brass's favorite.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
In 1998, Jesus brought a taste of Mexico to the streets of Salt Lake, building the cart, setting up the city's first taco stand. Well, now Jesse and his brother Christian Rosas are taking their father's dream and running it, opening Tacos Don Rafa's.
And where is it?
It is at 3804 South Highland Drive in Mill Creek.
I will take my son Mohammed there. He is crazy for the street tacos. So
Here's another reason for you to keep out of the water, Gina. A woman has suffered multiple bites from a deadly blue-ringed octopus.
Yep.
While on a swim, March 16th.
You know where that doesn't happen?
A bite, on land.
Yeah.
A bite from this extremely venomous octopus holds venom that is strong enough to kill 20 people. The woman was swimming in the sea when she unknowingly picked up a shell containing the deadly blue-ringed octopus, which subsequently fell out and bit her. Oh, you know what? I think she was on land when this happened, Gina.
Wait a minute.
It said she was swimming in the sea, but she said she picked up a shell, so it would indicate to me that she was on the beach. The woman said she was suffering from abdominal pain where she had been bitten, and they said, what was it? She said, well, it looked like an octopus. A blue-ringed octopus bite is rare, but they are extremely venomous. And U.S. Customs and Border Protection found 6 live giant African snails inside of a suitcase as a traveler arrived at the Detroit Metro Airport recently, all of which were intended to be eaten.
Ew!
The giant African snails were inside of a suitcase as a traveler arrived in the U.S. from Ghana and were immediately intercepted by the CPB. They were all meant to be consumed, and that can pose risks to human health and the environment.
Well, how big is that?
About 6 inches high. They're big. And finally, this, and speaking of things that you may not want to eat, pickles and cheese.
What?
Pickles and cheese aren't a common food combination outside of sandwiches, but a TikTok user has convinced social media users to try pickle in a blanket.
Pickle in a blanket?
Claire Snyder, a TikTok content creator, says she's just trying to make a laugh, but she shared pickle and fried cheese recipe that she likes to make as a guilty pleasure. I had a sudden urge to share my guilty pleasure snack because my husband says it's gross, but I can find someone else out there who either makes this or will enjoy it. She has it's a fried cheese wrapped pickle snack. I believe it's in it's like pigs in a blanket.
Is there a crescent roll involved?
I think
don't you have to?
The picture would indicate yes.
Put a wrap around it.
Oh, so it's not a tortilla; it's like a bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think she bakes it.
I'd eat that.
Yeah, it sounds.
I'd give that a try. Sure.
Pickle in a blanket.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right, Brett. Pickles and Cheese is a buddy cop animated movie. So
it is. It could be.
I have a pickle in a crescent roll. I don't need cheese in it. Can I just have a pickle in a crescent roll? I'd eat
you
that.
You can do whatever you'd like.
I take it back.
What?
There's no crescent roll involved.
No crescent roll.
No,
what is it then?
How do you do it then?
She has
something's got to contain it.
She has a round of provolone,
okay.
Provolone cheese,
yes,
which she apparently gets all melty, grills it up a little bit, then puts a pickle in the center of it and folds it over.
Oh, it's pickles and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd eat that.
Yeah.
I like provolone. Yeah.
Yeah. So she uses the round or the oval shaped piece of provolone to wrap it up in, but she gets it all melty and grilled.
You like a pickle spear and wrap it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd eat that. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Good.
It's crunchy.
Weather?
So it's sunny skies right now. The rain's coming back though. 80% chance of it. High of 51 today. And we are in the atmospheric river, which means every day for some part of the day we will see either rain and or snow. Snow more likely later in the week as things cool off. Today's going to be the warmest day of the week. We get back down into the 20s, though, by Friday night, it looks like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find our elders tracting on the ice planet Hoth. Oh, man, it's cold out here. Why is it so cold?
It's an ice planet, Lehigh. What do you expect?
Well, I'm sure glad my mom sent me these mittens.
And Zone Leader Hansen has sent us to some pretty dismal places before, but this has got to be the worst. I hope that this Wampa fella lets us in and offers us some piping hot postum.
You know, these tauntaun thingies smell funny, and they're just not very comfortable to ride. I wish our hyperbikes hadn't frozen up. Let's see, third cave on the left, just past the second snowdrift. Yep, this must be it. Hello? Hello, Mr. Wampa?
I don't suppose his first name is Willie, do you? See, Willie Wampa. What? Hello, anybody home? Hey, pal, that's my ride home you're having for lunch.
You must be Mr. Wampa. Hi, I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is my companion, Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Look out, Butch! Oh, man, he knocked you down. That's gonna leave a mark. Excuse me, Mr. Wampa, all we want is just a couple minutes of your time. Oh!
Oh, man. Where am I? Oh, heck. Hey, Lehigh, wake up.
Oh.
Wake up.
Oh, what in the flip?
This is just great. Here we are, hanging upside down, stuck to the roof of a Wampa cave, our feet frozen in what appears to be Wampa spit, while my ride home gets eaten by Mr. Wampa out there.
Yuck, I don't think this Wampa spit's ever gonna come off my wingtips. Hey, there's somebody stuck to the ceiling behind you.
Huh? Hey, it's that farm boy from Tatooine. Hey, Luke! Luke, wake up!
Huh? Ben?
No, not Ben, it's me, Butch. I don't suppose you got a plan to get us out of here, do you?
If I could just reach for my lightsaber. There. So much for the element of surprise.
Hey, look, your dad, Darth Vader, cut off Lehigh's arm with one of those things. Cut him some slack.
Will Butch and Lehigh ever escape from Wampa Cave? Will Luke cut Lehigh's arm off just for the fun of it? Will our elders ever get the Wampa spit off of their wingtips? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say... Oh, thanks, Luke. For a minute there, I figured we was Wampa Chow.
Luke.
Ben?
Luke.
Ben, is that you?
You will go to the Dagobah system.
Mr. Kenobi? Dagobah? I've never even heard of it.
It's a swamp planet. You're not missing much.
You must seek out Yoda and continue your training.
But I've already been to the MTC. Ben? Yoda? Dagobah?
Mr. Kenobi, are you sure? I mean, we've already been to Dagobah.
Hold on. I've got some problems here. Luke, you go to Dagobah and seek Yoda. Butch, Lehigh, you go thaw out your hyperbikes and continue tracting. I should have gotten Jedi call waiting.
On the next bone-chilling episode of Space Elders!
All right, let's get Elena on the phone.
Elena Wood from Nightingale College.
Is there? Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Did you get a good night's sleep?
You know, I got an okay night's sleep last night. Thanks for asking.
Well, you need some skills to build better sleep.
Yes, I do. I do. So it's kind of a perfect topic for today, right?
We had some tips to help her.
Maybe
if only.
Maybe you have some tips to help us, because I get lousy sleep very often.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, you're definitely not alone. This is a very common problem. And a lot of it is just our environment, both at home and out in the world, are not really set up for getting the best night's sleep.
Go on.
The good news is...
Yes?
The good news is that we can build these habits gradually over time.
Okay.
So it's recommended for adults to get at least 7 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's
hard to do.
Laughing
It's hard
out
to do.
loud. It really is.
Yeah.
So if you are getting like 4 hours of sleep, the best way to build up to that is to be very gradual about it. So add 15 or 20 minutes. So getting to bed just 15 or 20 minutes earlier each night. And once that becomes comfortable, add another 15 or 20 minutes. So you're just gradually building up to that longer duration of sleep.
Yeah, I'm always afraid I'm going to miss something, so I end up staying too late. Something's going to
Get
happen.
A little FOMO.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not alone.
What else have we got here, Elena?
Next is to create a sleep ritual. So this is just something that you do regularly every evening to prepare your body for sleep. So reading a book, stretching your body, writing out a to-do list for tomorrow. This can help our brain kind of let go of that nervousness that some of us have.
Okay.
And also just limiting our use of electronics. The recommendation is for at least 30 minutes before bed to not have any electronics.
Yeah, I do both of those things.
hard. Awesome.
There's no electronics in my bedroom, and I read a book, even if it's just like 2 pages. I read a book before I go to bed, but no electronics.
No electronics, but what if I miss something?
It'll probably still be there tomorrow, honestly.
All right. What else have we got?
Next is to create an energizing morning routine. So the way that we wake up and the way that we spend our day really does impact our sleep. So if possible, practice waking up slowly and gradually with either sound or light. So instead of a blaring alarm, maybe something that gradually builds up. And there are some kind of lights that can also turn on and gradually brighten to wake you up.
You know, my phone has that. My phone has that.
Yeah.
It's the alarm goes before the alarm goes off. It starts getting brighter and brighter and brighter.
Mm-hmm.
But
so
it doesn't wake me up, though.
Gradual.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
I sometimes need multiple alarms, so
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
Next step is to create a sleep sanctuary. So comfortable pillows and bedding, maybe having a white noise machine, setting your room or your home to that ideal sleep temperature, which is typically between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. So find your sweet spot. Obviously, everybody's a little bit different.
64.
And if you're sharing 64,
that's
you know
my
your
sweet
spot.
Do you still use a sound machine, Carrie?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it.
I love that.
And it's just set on Crashing Ocean Surf. It's mostly for the dogs, though. Because the dogs, they'll hear noises outside, and then it suddenly is,
Yeah, all of these tips are good for the dogs, too. No
Yes.
electronics before bed, all of that.
Yes.
Definitely.
And then finally, talk to your doctor. Why about that?
Yes. So, there might be underlying issues if you have tried everything, which we hear so often. I've tried everything and nothing seems to work. This might be a physiological or psychological issue that is causing you to be unable to sleep. It might be blocked airways or anxiety. And these are best addressed, obviously, by your healthcare or medical care professional.
That's, you might have a screw loose. That's for sure. I don't know what
Or you
causes...
need a CPAP machine. That's kind of what she was talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what causes very seldom, but everyone. I'm usually sleep deprived, so I have no trouble falling asleep. Except every once in a great while, I get insomnia, and I just can't. I'll toss and turn for hours, and then just finally get up. It's terrible. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. Oh, that can be really tough. And there's lots of different fluctuations within our body, within our environment. So you might be having some stress, or there might even be hormonal fluctuations. Yes, even men have them. That might be disrupting your sleep. So there's so many different subtle things that can impact that.
All right. Where do we find out more about all of this and good sleep practices?
Yes, you can learn more about this as well as Nightingale's amazing programs at nightingale.edu.
All right. Elena Wood, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
All right. Get some sleep.
Right now?
I overslept this morning. I overslept. It's terrible. I guess I needed it, though. Half an hour late for everything this morning.
Whatever you do, don't set your alarm to be this.
No.
That's not.
No?
Oh, I don't know. That might.
That's kind of soothing.
Yeah, with the music, it might. Yeah, that might be good.
How about this?
No. Just
Is it
makes
60
me.
minutes?
It just makes me want to kiss Morley Safer.
This is for Gina. That's her alarm tone.
There's a tarantula in my bag.
Wake up with this one.
Yeah, that's good.
That would be okay.
All the birds sing word and the flowers croon.
That would be happy to wake up to.
Mine's this. Yeah, it's
getting your tire changed.
It's kind of jarring. Yeah.
Somebody change my tire.
All right. All right. We will take a break and crawl towards the exits after these. BigOTires.com.
Speaking of changing tires, get your lug nuts worked on.
Listen, I may have to go and see them today after that pothole I hit.
Oh, actually, you're not the only one. That's a good reminder that sometimes tires can be an unexpected expense. Maybe you went through a pothole this morning and you need tires. Big O knows that can be expensive and surprising, and they've got no credit needed financing. So no matter your budget, your situation, they have financing tailored for you.
Even if you don't need tires, Carrie, you might have them check your alignment, because when you hit a pothole like that, it can throw your alignment off.
It threw me off.
Big O Tires, locally owned and operated. Right now, you can get, buy 3, get 1 free on Sumitomo, ASPO3, and Cooper tires. And Big O Tires has the lowest price on every tire every day, and on brands you know and love like Goodyear, Michelin, Cooper, Pirelli, and more. So find your, and you can make an appointment online too. Go to BigOTires.com.
Hey there, I'm Josh Osborne with...
Oh, listen, I got to look this up, don't I?
What's that?
Things that are in hot dogs that you probably don't want to know.
We
about.
already know.
Well, you may think you know.
We know there's parts in there.
A certain amount of feces and rat hair are
there's
allowed.
more than that. It's more than that.
Is it an official list, I guess, is what we're asking?
Is this a list?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a list. So, you going to play the thing? Or?
Well, I wasn't sure if it was officially a list.
Don't worry about it. It is sort of a list.
I got it.
Okay.
There you go.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
Because hot dogs are so popular, I mean, they are practically a staple at barbecues and baseball games. Doesn't mean that they're the best thing that you can put in your body.
Oh, dear God, no.
These cylinders of encased meat have a few dirty secrets lurking inside, especially if you're buying the cheapest versions on the market. So it does behoove you, if you're going to buy hot dogs, don't buy the cheapos. Here are some of the things you don't really want to know about hot dogs, but it may help you make better buying decisions when you throw a package in your shopping basket. Your hot dog might have foreign objects in them like, shall we say, glass?
What?
Yes, glass,
There isn't an acceptable level of glass that they'll let in. I don't.
Hot dogs. 38 people have reported to the USDA Food Safety Inspection Service that they found foreign objects in their hot dogs. 38 people is a small number given how many hot dogs are consumed, but remember, those are just the ones who took time to report. Here are some of the items people have found in their Franks, according to a Time magazine article. A piece of rubber band. Tiny, hard, white pieces of plastic. A clump of hair or something rat-like. The tip of a razor blade. Glass shards. Various pieces of metal, wires, a staple, a button, a piece of bone, and what looked like an insect larva. Ugh.
Why are we doing this?
Because you should know about this. Do you eat hot dogs?
No.
Well, then it shouldn't concern you. But for those of you who do,
but think about how many
I have
kids,
yeah.
As you're growing up,
Yeah.
and they're just little kids. Sometimes that's all you can get them to eat.
Yeah.
Hot dogs are ripe for foodborne contamination. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the issue comes down to hot dogs getting contaminated with listeria after being processed and packaged. The FDA's clear advice, and Carrie, you've done this. You have eaten raw hot dogs.
I have.
So have I.
Yes.
They say make sure they are steaming hot because they could easily have listeria in them, and that'll kill it.
Oh, I know who this list is for. It's Mitt Romney.
Oh.
Yeah, hot dog meat.
He loves hot dog meat.
Yes. Like all the humans do.
Well, there's apparently not much meat in a hot dog.
Well,
when you think hot dog, you think meat, or at least Mitt Romney does, because he says hot dog meat.
Hot dog meat.
What else could a hot dog possibly be? Well, if you take the time to read the ingredients, the first ingredient, followed by water on hot dog labels, but that's not exactly true. Meat is typically listed as the first ingredient, followed by water, but that's not necessarily true. There can be, and this is where what you were saying comes in, Gina, skeletal muscle.
That's meat.
Yeah, sort of. Also, a variety of tissues, including bone, collagen, blood vessels, plant material, peripheral nerves, adipose tissue, which is fat, cartilage, and skin. But if it helps at all, the study also noted that brain tissue is not present. So no brain tissue.
But we have that going for us.
Are there pig snouts in your hot dogs?
Yes.
According to an article published in Business Insider, hot dogs start with meat trimmings. This vague descriptor basically means that the meat is taken from the leftovers of an animal after all the other better parts of the animal are cut away. So hot dogs contain trimmings. Hot dogs contain tons of fat and sodium. We knew that.
Yes. And
hot dog making is beyond horrifying to watch, they say.
But
yes?
like if you eat a kosher hot dog, if you're going to have one, if you have a kosher hot dog, I don't think any of these things are
if your favorite hot dog uses the word, read the label, mechanically separated meat, you're consuming batter-like or paste-like meat product produced by forcing bones and attached edible meat under high pressure through a sieve.
Why are we still doing this?
To separate this is vital information. Your hot dogs may contain what's called white slime.
Yeah,
it's a batter or paste-like meat product.
Okay.
Remember when there was that controversy over
pink
slime? Well, hot dogs may contain white slime, nitrites, and nitrates, which are associated with cancer. Kid-friendly hot dog. Oh, and hot dogs, is considered a kid-friendly food.
Yeah.
Kids, actually, they're a choking hazard. Kids choke on hot dogs all the time. You get too big of a piece in your little throat, and it's not good. I love hot dogs.
After all that, are you still all in on hot dogs?
I will still eat a hot dog.
I'll still eat a hot dog.
Yeah.
But I do if the rare times that I buy them, I do make sure that they're
like the Hebrew Nationals or
I don't like Hebrew Nationals. They're kind of too salty, but
a guy looked it up and says that Nathan's famous skinless beef franks are Consumer Reports' highest quality.
Yeah, those are
of the
very
mass-produced, hot dogs. You get the gourmet ones, get the good ones.
Get an all and an all beef hot dog. You're generally pretty good. An expensive all beef hot dog.
Yum.
And try to get it without the nitrites and we never buy anything. We always buy uncured bacon now. Because it doesn't have nitrites or nitrates in it.
Just
tastes,
pork belly.
It tastes great. Yeah, it tastes fine. It tastes like bacon.
Oh, pork belly is delicious. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Gina. There you go.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Enjoyed is not the word I would use.
$9.55.
I saw Nirvana in New York live, and when they did that song, he looked every bit as anguished as he sounded.
Oh, that's sad.
It was. I mean, it was a remarkable performance, but geez, it was sad.
Well, his libido.
Yeah. The Jesus Lizard opened for them. That was fun, too.
We have any number of products and services available for libido now, but back then...
Yep.
A mosquito.
Could have used better help. Yes. Just call.
All right, let's do the promo and crawl towards the exits. Today on the Radio from Hell show, we learned about someone whose comfort food is melted provolone cheese and pickles.
So we thought this would make an excellent topic for an X-Poll.
Be ready to call in around 7:45 Wednesday morning and tell us what's your unusual comfort food.
877-602-9696 is the number to call tomorrow morning.
You could call it now and see if Todd Newcomb answers. Ask him what his favorite comfort food is.
I bet it's something fried. Mine's something fried.
Lots of fried things, I'm sure, tomorrow. Radio from Hell, X96. Okay.
Or maybe Marcy would answer.
Yeah, maybe.
It depends on what time you call.
Or Nick.
Yeah.
Or Corey.
Yeah.
Or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's Katie.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just get a busy signal.
Yeah. Let's see. Did we retweet the Robot Kids?
Yeah.
We did that?
I did.
Okay.
At RFH Bill.
And Katie says that she did as well. So go to our social media, find the link, and help send those kids and their robots to the finals in Texas. I think we're good. All business.
Mm-hmm.
Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Let's have a prune party.
Marcy is next.